Start the stream. It's about 7 o'clock. All right. Well, if you guys might not have seen the forum post for the Zentil Keep area, there are a couple of missions in the Zentil Keep forum. There's 15 missions, and three of them are the ones that you know about that are currently happening to you guys. The
Awesome.
Steven guys here, the uh, the Padre with the dead son is somewhere. Well, he's in the northern part of the city, and the other mission, which is the deadbeat who is not paying off the barrister, is also on the forums. And again, if you want to look at some of the postings and say, well, we want to stick around Zento Keep for a while because we like it here, or whatever it is, I have no idea. There are a couple of things for you guys to do. All right, well, I'll go ahead and let you guys talk on how you want to proceed because this is pretty much where we left off last week. Steven was berating one of you guys or Mr. Esho about how he needed some help with the devil dogs, meaning the mages of
Wait,
the
no. He was
yeah.
telling us that he didn't want our help.
Yeah, well, that's true, but he is kind of like it's your
I'm
call whether
sure
you
he's at
yeah.
wit's end.
Yeah, he's pretty much in trouble, but he's a little bit prideful. So whether you want to help him or not, that's really your call. Um, but again, he's got a bit of a pride, bit of a chip on his shoulder. Not a bad chip on his shoulder, but again, he's got somewhat. He figures he can fix this on his own. But again, it's up to you whether you want to take pity on him and say, look, you're gonna get your ass kicked. But that's your call on whether how you want to proceed. He might or might not have problems. All right, so well, you need to switch colors. All right. Well, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and you guys can talk about how you want to proceed. There's a. I'm not going to go through the missions again, but take it away. I would assume.
Well, well, first things first, I just want to say as a perhaps a final out of character note from me, Nelson, we can't even do like two missions at once.
No,
How are we
no.
going to do 15?
No, I understand, but I want to give the players some variety because when I was a player, I hated that the DM would give me these
Railroad
linear.
you?
Yeah, he was like, "You're gonna do this because I read it last night." I'm like, "Fuck this! I don't want to do. I don't want to do this." So variety is. There's some. If you're into the stealth and dagger, there's stealth and dagger. There's detective stories. There's straight up hack and slash. So depending on how you guys feel tonight, you could do a straight up, who done it. Uh, as I would, as a player, I would say, well, that's interesting. I'm into the detective stories. What would you guys want to do? I want to do this who done it, but that's just me. As a DM, you guys can do whatever you want.
I'm playing the wrong kind of character for this, but Deus Vult. Killing heretics.
Uh, well, there's really no,
Nah, I'm just joking.
yeah, there's really no bad character, but all right. Well, I am going to let you guys chit chat while I grab some Cheetos because again, I don't want to be the annoying repeating DM.
So I was thinking of changing characters, guys.
What was that?
I was thinking of changing characters.
In this?
Yeah,
But what will we do without the lizard wizard?
I don't know. I mean, I'd bring in another wizard, no doubt. I'd have like the bald trait, but I'd cover it up with a magic item. I'd be a conjurer, and I'd focus on like summoning walls, and I'd take a minor thing with like big diplomacy and bluff rolls, and like making other people do work for me, and I'd make a butt ton of money and put up walls everywhere. Oh, but I'd have a really, really low charisma. I don't know. I'd probably like run for king or something.
I figured that out pretty quick.
We need a wall here.
And you build very good walls, the cheapest walls.
Yes, so cheap. They're made with magic.
The wall just got 10 foot higher. 10 feet higher.
But on a serious note, hi everybody. What's up?
Hi.
Ah, yes.
Hey.
Hello.
So I thought we were gonna go and lean on somebody.
Yeah, we definitely were gonna go lean on somebody. That's for true. Although I'm a little apprehensive with this new guy.
Oh.
He might not be all game for the whole Deus Vult style of play.
Eh.
Well, I do need to talk to someone later or soon, depending.
I need to vape some fat clouds.
Vape Nash, y'all. Oh my god, I'm on tape saying that. That's awful.
Do you want to rip the fattest
I want to
vapes with
rip
me?
the fattest vape. Fuck.
Are there people who actually talk like that?
No, thankfully that guy's a satire.
No, I understand that video is satire, but satire is usually based partially in truth.
Take one look at the Ricer community.
I'm not sure what the Ricer community is, and I'm not sure I want to know.
RICE is an acronym and it stands for Race-Inspired Cosmetic Enhancements, and it's generally what happens when some hot shit gets a Honda Civic and he thinks it's some kind of performance machine. So he puts a spoiler on it to add 800 pounds of downforce.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. He's got like a $2,000 Hyundai from like 1995, and he thinks it's a sports car.
Upgrade, is it like a... Well, like it looks like a sports car.
He's got like a 4-cylinder inline with like a quad exhaust, and like the engine is exposed.
Now we're just talking rat rods. Different thing entirely.
Oh, is it?
There are red rods in D&D? Never heard of those.
I could probably figure out how to make one. Although Nelson would be mad, it would involve undead.
Is this what you're talking about?
There's definitely a lot of undead in town. I mean, this is an undead welcoming city. I mean, these these mages usually have undead minions around them, so that's they're walking around pretty much just like Kara's is. They're packing.
I'm packing.
Well, you know, there's hydras. There might even be undead hydras that they're flying with. Undead griffins, hippogriffs, so on and so forth. So, whether they're as powerful as you guys, maybe. The problem is that there's there's a lot of them out here. So, that might be problematic. But again, you guys are fine. They're not looking for you. That's not a threat. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think I definitely started to coerce Ash into helping me lean on that guy.
All
Is
right.
that right, old buddy, old pal?
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Leaning on a particular individual?
There's a deadbeat to address.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
All right. Well, what do you other guys think? You guys want to do that tonight, or?
Well, I
What are we
suppose
doing?
easiest to default to in character. Last I remember, I think Ash had to go as I was talking to him about collecting on our deadbeats' rent.
Mhm.
This
Do
was
you
the
need me to,
barrister, right? The barrister wanted you to do this.
Yes, this is the barrister wanted us to. Yes.
do you perhaps need me to act scary for that? I'm quite good at that.
That capacity of you might be useful, but and then I take a quick side glance at old Greenie they over here. Look at this guy. He's so green. Looks weird.
Oh, the
He's talking
bartender.
to you, the orc.
Oh, the. Oh, I thought you were talking about the bartender.
This
I'm
guy.
not that green.
You're greener than me. Oh, wait.
Actually, I had him have like green-gray skin color, so no. Speaking of which, I actually have a proper character image now.
Oh, you want to? You can switch it out anytime you want. Just let me know so I can put your token on the map with the new guy.
This one should work better.
Ah,
It's not as sassy, though.
so. Yes. You travel in search of a muse,
I do.
and you're certain one amongst us could provide your muse.
I can't really say that one way or the other yet, but it's always possible.
Ah, indeed, it is possible, and I shall provide your muse for you.
I see you have been blessed with great confidence.
And humility as well.
The makings of a hero, to be sure. There's a slight tinge of sarcasm in his tone, but he mostly seems to be earnest.
Nope, right over his head. Kelris, my esteemed colleague, what do you say?
About what?
I give a really not so subtle point to our friend, and I kind of hide it behind my other hand.
What about him? Kelris clearly wasn't paying attention. He was reading his. He was flipping through his spellbook.
I would assume he wants to know if he would make a valid muse for a saga. I may be assuming, but
Who are you pointing at?
I was kind of sheepishly hiding a very obvious point at this guy.
Who is this guy? Oh, the new character.
the half-orc bard.
That we just met the other day.
Everyone's going to be pointing.
What do I think of him? And he sort of looks at Ashazar.
I'll look back.
Considering I've only just met him, I have no opinion.
Valid answer. Speaking of, was it not Ash who desired him for company and late-night entertainment?
Indeed. I think you'd make a fine companion.
Skill gives no indication that he thinks this is a joke. Of course, he gives no indication that it could be entendres either.
You may enjoy your amusements as you please, Ash, as long as you do not involve me in them.
I concur.
Well, poetry is somewhat loud. May disturb your rest anyways.
Move further away.
What kind of poetry is it? Is it slam poetry or something?
Sorry, I lost.
There was no context. Like, it's slam poetry is just a joke in general.
Please not. Can we ignore that? Please.
No, that's in character. We have to involve that now.
Okay.
Slam poetry. I am not familiar with this particular variety.
I can't say I know what it is, but I've heard of it.
Method, although not usually included in a saga.
I seem to recall that it's a medium for people with overblown problems to complain.
Ah. Those are the
Poetry.
poems for the morally conflicted. Curious.
The half-orc rolls his eyes. Or the whiny.
Okay.
So I suppose then, Ash, without further ado,
Sounds good to me. Let's go intimidate.
Time to be delightfully scary.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
All right. Well, want to keep the good story going. So what's the?
cue that we're gonna go beat on the deadbeat.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and put you guys on the road. You already kind of
Oh.
know. Go ahead.
Better to beat on than beat off.
Well,
Please.
that might sound.
I disagree.
All right. So we go.
That's what you
Copy and
think.
paste. That's what she said. Yeah, I got it. All right. So here is you
I
guys.
said.
All right. So let me put you in the map. Now, as far as where you guys know that he is going to be located, he's going to be in the upper left or upper left-hand corner, which is the northwest side of the map. That's basically where you know he lives. That's his place of residence. As far as how you guys, there are a couple of people on the street. Depending on when you want to meet this character, 8, midnight, 2 o'clock, there might or might not be folks in the street carousing. What time do you actually want to talk to this particular person?
Oh no.
Okay. So, my plan is thus. I shall conjure up with a snap of my fingers and a whip of a rope a hiding place for us all.
All right.
Where is his house?
His house is basically this building right here.
Where is the door for his house?
Right here, where this couple of female people, these two females are over here. So I'll just put an X where the entrance of his home would be. So X marks the spot.
Good, good. All right then. I think I shall tap my hat and assume the guise of we're missing some people.
As far as tokens, I think everybody's here. Val.
Oh, there he is.
Ash, Steve. Oh, Steven is. Um, he's the guy who's having problems. All right, forget about that guy. But 5 people in the game, and there's 5 tokens.
Yep.
Yeah. So. All
All
right.
right
So.
then.
Well, depending on what time you guys wanted to leave the tavern, which you could make it whatever time you want. Really, there's really nobody who is going to dictate what time you guys want to assault this particular individual. But it's your call.
Well, before leaving the tavern, I'll perhaps take a visit to the latrines and return in the guise of a perhaps an unassuming orc. Yes, I'll
Oh,
even remove my trademark hat for it.
Speaking as an orc, rarely are orcs unassuming.
They actually are in Zental Keep. I believe the population's a large number of orcs.
Oh, well then, never mind.
All right then. That should be good enough to not look like me.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Quick question. On the roof by this guy's house, is that is that a window, or what is that object on the roof, or is that a chimney? Oh, it's a chimney, isn't it?
chimneys. There's chimneys, roofs, windows. It's every house has a chimney. Well, actually, not every
Okay.
house, but this particular would be a chimney, correct? Uh, each home has windows. This particular side of town is somewhat decent. You are in the northern part of the city, so it's not that bad. Usually, the docked area are basically where the ruffians hang out. So you guys are somewhat in a decent part of the city, so it's not that bad. Now, as far as decent, prostitution is somewhat average here, so it's not like it's not like it's a bad thing. So if you consider that indecent, then you would probably consider the whole town or the whole city indecent. But again, most people around here are super liberal, which makes this a very disgusting place to live in if you're into that sort of thing. They have guys that go in the girls' bathroom and guys that it's like they've got pretty much libtards throughout the city. So that's if that if that's your thing, then you probably be pretty happy here. And that's no aspersions to any liberals. It's just that I'm saying it's very liberal. All right. So beyond the politics, what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess we head over. Are we going to have a show of force, or are we going to be subtle about this?
I think a combination would be the best, and I have just the plan, you see.
We could just dominate him.
Well, we could, but that would be terribly conspicuous.
I could always just have Klaus haunt his house for like a day or two.
Now,
Or
magic
possess him.
is magic is somewhat common in this city. It's not like uncommon as far as alarms and things like that go, due to the fact that this is a very large city, and a majority of the guards or the devil dogs, well, actually all the devil dogs are mage casters. Now, as far as whether particular houses have alarms and magical traps, well, that's a 50-50. So this guy I might just roll a one on him. Meaning, he is his house. He's not smart enough to know better. So it just depends. So, and this is common knowledge. It's not like you guys don't know that there might or might not be magical means or traps or anything like that, alarms, so on and so forth. Glyphs of the.
Arcane sight.
Oh yeah, I mean that'll help you for sure. Mechanical traps will not, but
Right.
yeah. All right. Well,
I was thinking of maybe going down the chimney. What do you think?
chimneys an option, definitely.
It's an option. Hmm. I suppose, firstly,
As long as the fire's not lit.
Well, it is the summer, so
I guess I'll. Uh, right. And I would notice smoke coming out the chimney. So
yeah, smoke would
hmm.
be coming out of the chimney. Yeah.
I suppose we'll wait for later then. We're definitely going to want to go when the population is at its lowest.
Are we gonna wait for it to be darker for something of a more intimidating,
like all
Oh.
standing around his bed while he's sleeping.
What are the circumstances of the money that this man earns?
Well, he is
He's,
6 months behind.
No, I'm asking in character.
Oh,
I believe he is using his personal power and influence to avoid paying for a house he duly owes, and is continuing to occupy his house in an unlawful manner, thusly.
I see. And for what reason could the man that asked you for this favor not use the
handle it
typical
himself?
authorities to resolve this?
Nepotism.
I see.
He's one of the devil dogs.
Well, I mean, we'll get paid for it.
So,
If he
Does
is a
this
devil
mean
dog,
that-
I do not relish making an enemy of the organization of magic casters in the city, considering I primarily came here to learn more arcane mysteries.
precisely why I believe Ash will be the one doing most of the, shall we say, talking.
Very well.
This
You,
is going to end with us getting thrown out, isn't it? I am
Perhaps.
completely in.
Well, we could always go about disguising all of ourselves.
yes, certainly somebody else must have a hat or some such to share. This kind of discussion would take place in the tavern before we left.
I'm
sure,
just
yeah.
gonna keep my hood up.
Perhaps, hmm, I've got just the thing. Let me know when you are, when you plan to act, Ash, and I shall make you nigh unrecognizable.
Okay, well, am I gonna go down the chimney?
This seems like a foolish idea.
Really?
It'd be like an evil version of, what's his name?
Krampus?
Yes, that. That's also already evil and things.
A bizarre tradition these people keep. No? Moving forward. We're going to leave later at night when the populace would be at its lowest, and then when nobody is around here, I'll, grasp my meta magic rod, snap my fingers, and a small rope will appear that goes into nowhere.
all right. All right. So that's happening.
When
People,
nobody is around,
yeah,
it'll
people.
be.
Where are we when you do this? Are we
I'll
near the house? Or
do it kind of unassumingly in a minute. It'll be like here. When everybody's gone.
All right. Okay. Well, people do leave at about maybe 1 or 2. They're carousing, having a jolly a good time. But again, once 1 o'clock comes around, they all pretty much scatter. So, as far as Mr. Deadbeat goes, he actually does show his face at about maybe 1:30 in the morning. He is looks to be alone. Arcane sight. You do notice that the door does have has a glyph of blast, glyph ward of blasting. So he unlocks the door. The door. I mean, you can jump him now if you guys are in the mood to jump him, but you have
Well,
to say, look, we're going to jump before he goes into his room. So again, he is
so
coming in. That's
with
actually him right there.
with 30 minutes to prepare, as you said, everybody else filters out around 1 o'clock. I would have had everybody else climb this rope right here and draw the rope into the portal. I would assume this would be okay with everybody.
Sure.
Well,
Fine with
yeah.
me.
Well,
Sure.
there is a time limit on the rope trick. So,
Yeah, it's an hour per level, and
oh,
I have it extended 2 hours per level.
all right, all right. Well, again, It is 1 o'clock in the morning, or actually, going on 1:30. He is going to his. He's opening the door, which is awarded.
Shh,
So
that's him, guys.
do you want to jump him or?
We're definitely gonna want to jump him. So, just as I said, I'll make Ash unrecognizable. I'm gonna snap my fingers and touch Ash's cloak, and it turns white.
All right, that's around.
That's
He
unrecognizable.
is.
Are we?
That's while he's walking up to the door.
Okay, so where are we right now?
We are all um,
Right there.
here. Let me
In a little
just.
dimension, a little pocket dimension thing.
Oh, you're on top of the roof?
No.
He's just expanding it.
So then we would be inside here. The pocket dimension of the rope trick.
So can we see out?
Yes, we can see him coming. As I see him walking down this alleyway, I change your cloak to white via prestidigitation. It'll be that way for an hour. And since it's a different color cloak, it's going to be hard to recognize you.
I'll
Except I'm
use my
3.5
hat of
feet tall.
disguise to turn into an orc. Since
All
we're
right.
all orcing. Actually, I'll go half orc since I think that's pretty common in this city.
And Valaine,
What?
we have 30 minutes to prepare our disguises.
I suppose I'll use my disguise to, what do you recommend?
We seem to be going with a band of orcs
And a child.
and a child.
Suppose I will do an orc as well then.
All right. So, before the guy shows up, we have all disguised ourselves as orcs except for Ash. Ash gets the benefit of a prestidigitation spell as he's walking up. As he's opening the door, Ash, it's all you.
Okay, so I guess as he opens the door, like how are we? Like, do I jump down? How do I get out
Yeah,
of
you
here?
can jump straight down.
Where am I?
It's 10 feet off the ground. You would be
Okay.
in here, and when you go through this hole here, you end up here.
All right.
All right. So, like
All right.
I'm not gonna be able to surprise him if I jump on him. But anyway.
Yeah, you will.
Well, I might be able to surprise him, but it won't be.
It'll be a nasty stab.
I suppose.
Try
Okay.
not to kill him, though. He does need to pay his debt.
Yeah. So as he unlocks the door, I'm gonna pounce down on him.
All right.
See
So,
if I can surprise him.
yeah. That's I mean, you could technically jump down on top of his head since you know where the door is. You know that you might have planned it to where I know that we're going to jump on top of his head once because here's the door. So I think that's what you guys are doing.
Going for it, yeah.
All right, so Ash, you can jump down on his head. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Do I get a surprise attack on him, or
Yeah,
is
Oh
he
yeah,
movement.
surprised?
that's fucking
Movement is
surprising.
you're jumping on his head, and your action is to stab him in the eye, or whatever it is you want to do.
Oh damn.
I mean, that's a restoration can fix that, so that's not that big of a deal.
Wait, I thought we were trying to get money from this guy, not kill him.
Uh, from what I'm hearing, I don't know exactly what they're trying to do.
The barrister didn't care, right? Am I right? The
Hey,
barrister said he didn't care whether he was living or
yeah,
Um,
dead,
how they got the money?
or
Well,
my
I don't know what the barrister said because I wasn't there. I only know what Eshazara told me.
Yes. Yes. Feel free to put out his eye. I mean, that sends a very clear message. Put out his eye, cut off a hand. Better pay what you owe, or I'm coming for the rest.
Now I'm using this guy for his stats, so don't worry about the guard.
Yep.
All right, so all right, well, can you be specific and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, so we can get the fight started?
Yep. So I'm jumping on him and stabbing him.
Where at?
Um, I think I'm just for now because I'm just dropping on him. I don't think I can really, cut his nose off or something. Maybe after I subdue him, maybe we can cut his ear off or something, or a finger.
Well, if you can be specific, so we can move on to the next person, we'll go with whatever it is you want.
He
I'm
wants you to
stabbing him.
roll.
Yes.
He attacks.
Ouchies.
Um,
All right, his armor class is 18, by the way. Flat-footed,
18. Okay.
yeah, flat-footed is only a 12. So depending on, okay, you
Okay.
hit regardless. All right, 14 damage.
So he takes 39 points of damage.
All right, 39. So he is definitely hurting. All right, so he is down a couple of points.
I guess we're gonna roll initiative, right?
Well, you got, yeah, this is a free round, so you get a free round for the surprise. So here's my guy. Just roll for him. Initiative. All right, so we got that. You did your damage. All right, so I could play it like World of Warcraft and make him the good guy, and you guys got double cross, but that's just so incredibly gay, or the Warcraft movie to be precise. All right, but no, that doesn't make any sense. The writer for that movie should be shot, in my opinion, but we're not going to get into that. All right, so. All right, so
Shot, stabbed, and then shot with a gun that shoots knives.
Oh, have you
So
seen
he
the
can
movie?
be shot and stabbed at the same
Yeah,
time.
so yeah, you've seen the movie.
Survivors will be shot again.
Yeah. All right, well,
No, I haven't seen it actually.
Oh,
I've heard it's awful though.
It's really bad, horrible. All right, so so we got Kel. The guy Ash jumped on top of him. He did his backstabbing maneuver, or yeah, he did a backstabbing maneuver, or whatever it is he wants to do. He did a lot of damage to him. That's what you know. The guy is basically uh, yelling, or actually he's making a very bad sound. It sounds like that part in the what's that movie Pulp Fiction when the guys are getting raping the black guy. It sounds that bad, just horrible. You feel
The
kind of bad.
fuck? That's
Yeah, I
the
know.
first thing you think of.
I'm just it's pathetic the way you guys are abusing this guy. It's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Wait, the way us guys, one guy jumped on him and stuck a knife in him.
Well, that's bad enough to kill. I mean, he did 39 points of damage. That's a lot of damage. All right, Mr. Kell, what do you see that this man has made a very effeminate noise when Ash stabbed him. So you kind of feel weird about trying to do whatever it is that you want to do because this might be a hate crime. Depending
I'll just
on.
ready a counter spell on him.
You can't do that across the dimension.
Oh, I cannot.
No, magic
I'm,
does not cross the portal.
I move down then.
All right, so you jump down, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm still disguised as a half orc.
Gonna get out the way.
All right. He's done. Mr. Orc, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna jump down and smack him with a sack of batteries.
All right, second batteries it is.
And so that'll be a really simple.
Alright, we still need
plus.
to roll initiative.
All right, back of batteries is non-lethal damage, if that's what you're asking for, or I don't
Yes,
know.
it is a sap.
All right, sap it is. Sap away. Give me the damage.
And that's gonna have to be a charge. So there we go. Boom.
Well, it's not really a charge
Hey.
if you're jumping down. But well, that's not good enough to. Well, he is flat-footed, so 12
Yep.
was what I said. All right, well, give me the damage then. The non-lethal damage.
5, 6, 7. What is my strength right now? Okay. Boom, sneak attack.
All right, 15. All right, so he goes down because he didn't have that many hit points. Well, I mean, he had enough for a fifth level fighter. All right, so he is definitely unconscious. What do you guys want to do now? He's not dead. He's just unconscious.
Yep, for an hour.
Well, take
Back
him
up
into
we
his
go.
house, right?
No, back up we go.
The door's open, right?
Well,
Oh,
he
with
hadn't
him?
opened. He hadn't opened the door yet because you guys jumped on him before he could open it.
Okay. I thought
Good
I was
Adam.
going to wait till you open the door, but that's fine.
Oh no! If
He's
that's
got a
what
key,
if
so
you
we
purposely wanted to wait until he opened the door, then yes, that's what happened. I didn't. I must have not heard you. But if that's what you did, that's what you did. So the door is basically open. He does have his. He had his key on him. So technically, you guys could have actually gotten the key and opened it yourselves. So the key would have not activated the or it nullified the glyph. So don't have to worry about that since the door is already open. So again, the door is open. You can take him up to your little portal area, or you can put him in his room. Don't know what you want to do.
I guess the first answer is to turn to Kelris and ask, how's the glyph looking?
Well,
Did he unlock the door yet?
Yes.
yeah, the door.
Yeah, that's what Ash was waiting for.
Yeah, he did.
Does it look like it's deactivated?
It's basically activated on a forced open. If somebody tries to force the door open, it'll go off. He opened the door, so therefore the door is already open. Therefore, the glyph is not going to go off.
Colors of sound. It should be fine to enter now.
Then quick, everybody take him in.
All right, so you guys take him into his house. So here's his room. All right, so you guys are here. All right, so the guy has somewhat of a diminutive home. Take that green thing out.
Does he have
All
a
right,
swanky place?
Well, it's not that big of a place, but big enough for him. All right, so he is basically, again, he's unconscious, and you are in his abode.
Kelris begins searching the house for valuables.
I suppose I'll keep an eye out outside or around outside for anything that anyone that might be approaching.
Kelris, do you have any more of those fantastic things you used on it? Well, they weren't terribly effective anyway.
All right, you do find a stash of gold. Well, a stash of
Fuck is his
coins.
copper stash?
Well, I mean, copper is it's basically like dollar bills.
He's been stripping wires.
Yeah, I don't. Copper is the most common currency of the realms. It's you guys know that already. All right, so as far as
Can I ask real quick? how you're getting these like fancy initiative scores and stuff?
Well,
I've never rolled 20 before. I'm sorry.
oh, for the initiative, if you go to your character sheet, and
Uh
then
huh.
it's based off your if you have improved initiative as your skill, and also it goes off your dexterity. So if you have an 18 dexterity, you get a
Uh
plus
huh.
4 to your, and it calculates all that automatically. So if you click on your token, you will see that there's an initiative button that shows up on the upper left hand corner. And again, it goes by your high dexterity, and if you have stuff like improved initiative, it calculates that from your character sheet.
Okay.
You
Thank
know,
you.
so all right, so uh, so anyway, he's got that. As far as any magical supplies, which he does have, this is what you find in the room, which is yeah, not that much, but enough to where
Sorry, wrong button.
you are getting a couple of nice items.
Cool.
All right.
The first thing I'd like to do is I'm going to take his spell component pouch.
Kelrus will ask Eshazar, how much money did you say that this man owed the barrister as he searches the house?
How much did he owe? 6 months back rent.
6 months
Okay.
background,
Is-
yeah. Yeah,
Did he
and
tell me how much a month's rent is?
No, unfortunately.
So we have no idea how much we're supposed to be recovering.
well, technically, he just kind of wanted you to persuade him to pay his dues. That's kind of what he wanted you to do as far as killing him. Well, that's you guys' whatever.
No,
You guys.
I don't want to kill him. I just want to it's like he's unconscious. We'll just take the value of the rent from his house and leave him a note that if he doesn't pay again, he'll die.
Well, that is definitely that is something you can do.
I guess I'd like to start here. We're going to take a spell component pouch and we're going to strip him 100%.
I'm gonna roll an appraise check to see if I can determine what a house like this would normally rent for. I think that's
Yeah.
fair. What would the DC for that be? Do you think, Nelson?
That would be knowledge local, and a typical month's rent for this particular side of town is above average. And if we look at the average rent, that would be under. The average rent would be, I have no idea. I think maybe it's 7 gold well, it's probably more than that.
We're talking average rent. Rent is always more expensive than living.
Yeah. To be specific, I'm trying to find a typical month's rent.
Here, he's a spellcaster, right? What level is he?
Well, technically, he is a novice. He is. If you actually look at the bulletin board for this guy, you will see that Barrister would like to pay Debbie. He's got connections with the Thieves Guild. If you might or might not remember, he is technically not that big of a bigwig. He's only a 5th level cast. Well, he's a fighter type. He's not a mage. I don't think he ever said he was a mage. He might have friends
He's in good
in.
with the Devil Dogs, right?
Well, he might have friends as far as the Devil Dogs, but he's mostly into the Thieves Guild. So again, it's the Devil Dogs. He might or might not have friends with the. I'm sorry, the Thieves Guild for sure. He might or might not have friends with the Devil Dogs, but this was technically just a persuasion type of encounter. Whether you want to kill him, well, I mean, I think you guys already said you
Not.
weren't. Yeah, I
No,
understand you
there's
guys
no
were not
reason
going
to
to
kill
work.
him.
Right.
I got
All
a
right.
24 for that local check, by the way, Nelson.
All right. So you definitely know the amount, and I did find the typical rent. Typical rent is from the sheet that I'm looking at. Transport, spellcasting, mount, items.
Oh, you know what? What would you say his living
Yes.
conditions are? Are they destitute, basic, above average, extravagant?
That would be above average. It's
So we're talking. This man lives on like 100 gold pieces a month, and 33% of that should be rent. So 33 gold pieces.
yes. Well, if
Okay.
you got that from a specific site, that would be good for me to have because I need to know that.
Somewhere in the Dungeon Master's Guide, it references eschewing actual, food and upkeep costs and just charging players a flat amount of money per time, based on how they want to live.
Oh, I see. All right, I'll definitely look that up. All right, so you already know the amount of cash it's going to cost for the upkeep of this place. So that was 30.
Well,
Did
it
you say?
looks like from the gold and silver, there's enough to cover what his rent would have been. So Karos will take the amount that he would owe from the money, but he's not going to take any of the other shit in the house because he's not a thief.
All right.
Ash,
Did you say it was 39 a month? Because you know
33.
33. So
You know,
33 times six. I think the guy said he had a back payment of 6 months. So 33 times six is
198,
okay. So does he have enough?
and there's 105 gold and like 2,600 silver, and I think silver is 10 per gold pieces, so that's
yes,
over
that's 261 right
300
there.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah, if we took all of his silver. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all of his gold and replace it with an equal share of copper. Have fun with that, asshole.
All right.
God, it's.
Paying somebody in pennies, that's what.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see if he starts to wake up. All right. So he looks like he is
It-
coming around. If you want to pop
It
him,
takes an hour for someone to wake up after they've been knocked unconscious.
is that official?
Yeah.
Is it official?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's
official.
there's actual rules for non-lethal damage.
Right.
Let me,
Right. But
bring
is
up
it is it an actual hour or
Officially
a
an
couple of
hour,
minutes?
yeah.
All right. Well,
An hour or magical healing.
all right. So okay. Well, then he's definitely still out. If the time limit for a sap attack is an hour. Oh. Well. Yeah.
Ash,
Non-lethal.
do me a
Right.
favor. Scour the place for keys.
I assume we have the key out of his pocket, or that he was opening the door with.
Yes, spare keys.
Okay, I can do a search for keys.
All right. Well, I see the non-lethal. We all understand how that works, but where's the time on this one?
You heal non-lethal damage at the rate of 1 hit point per hour per character level, and as long as your non-lethal damage is greater than your current hit points, you're unconscious. So he would have to wait for the non-lethal damage to heal before he woke up.
Oh, okay. So that would be a couple of hours then, because he is
I
down.
don't know how much. I don't
Yeah,
know how much non-lethal damage he took.
Yeah, he took. He's now at a -3 for non-lethal damage. If that's what
So,
you.
yeah, an hour. He'd wake up in an hour.
Well, I think it would be 1 point per hour, wouldn't it? One. Say for example, he's -1. That would
5
make it an
points.
hour. So -3 wouldn't
It's
it be
5 points per hour.
Oh, 5 points. Okay. All right. Well, then he's definitely going to be gone for a while. All right. So you guys are you've got his information. Got a couple of you've got a couple of nice items off of his lodging and the money. All right. So what else do you guys want to do here?
Uh, well, I guess everybody's going to search around for spare keys.
All right. So basically, just make that roll check. Whether you want to do
I got a 20.
take 20. All right. Well, 20 is good, but not good enough.
Well, I rolled a 20.
Yeah, roll 20 is good, but not good enough.
Everybody else, start looking around for those keys.
Oh well, the DC is 30, if you want to know. So if you want to try your luck with the 30. Now, as far as the keys goes, anything specific that you want to open other than his room key, or His
No,
lodging
no, we're
key?
just looking for his house keys, the one that disables the trap.
Oh,
He had those on him.
Yeah, he had those on him. I thought you guys were looking for some extra key. There's no need to
Nah.
search for that. It's already on his
Spare
pocket.
Oh.
keys.
Spare keys. Oh, okay. Well, whether he
He
has,
probably
Meaning,
wants to take the spare key so he can get back in whenever he wants.
well,
If there's a spare key.
well, there's that, and giving all of his keys back to the barrister.
well, let me see if the spare keys are tucked in with the very hidden 30 roll, which they are. So apparently, wherever he has a good stash, it's in that particular stash.
Hmm. Well,
What the hell,
I think I
bro?
found it.
All right, so you look. You didn't roll, dude. You rolled a 20. Well,
Yeah.
well, technically, you could have taken a 10 or 20, which is you could have just said I'm taking a 20. I've got a 11
That would have
modifier.
taken time, though.
Well, he's out for an hour. Take 20 is only 2 minutes. So,
Oh, that's true.
all
Oh.
right. So you do find a stash or what looks to be a loose rock right here, and it opens up to what looks to be some sort of a stairway that goes, well, not a stairway, but a ladder that goes into some sort of what kind of 20-foot drop. So a ladder right here, a 20-foot drop that goes
kinky.
into a darkened area. So, which say
I
you?
have a 60-foot dark vision.
All right, it
Do
basically
I see anything at the bottom?
it opens well, the circular tunnel only lets you see the bottom of that circular uh, spot, which is only a 5 foot diameter area. So what I'm trying to describe is a circle this way, and that's pretty much all you can see. The bottom of this particular uh, ladder that goes down 20 feet. Is there a light down there? No. So if you want to take the ladders down, just say, "Hey, I'm taking the ladders down."
Ash, do you care to be our guest?
Sure. Down I go.
All right. So
First, I
Ash.
do a quick check to see if there's any traps or
All right.
things
Well,
of that
are
nature.
you a cat or are you a thief? Are you a rogue?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Well,
make that
sure.
search, please.
25.
All right. You definitely. Let me actually get the actual DC for that real fast. Traps. And you guys are high enough to where you can probably handle this. All right, so the here is the trap. All right, so ba 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 ba. Ba. All right. All right, 25. You do make it because the search actually. Oh yeah, search is 16 as you can see. Now, you know there's a trap there. You know what kind of trap it is. You want to disable the trap, and basically the trap is it's this particular um, what is darts to a dangerous dart. So basically they go or spike pits that are going to open up once you get down to the floor of this particular room. So you know that they're there.
Maybe there's a.
Okay,
Maybe
so can we get around it easily, or do I have to?
you have to disable it, or else it's gonna go. It's just gonna open once you hit the floor. So there's really no other way to get around this particular trap. You know it's there,
Okay,
by the way.
give me
So
a bag of copper.
Just here's his gold.
I take right.
Here's his
Hey,
copper.
it looks like copper to me. I take a bag of copper and drop it on the mechanism are on the floor there,
Well,
where the
you
trap is.
you actually have to disable. I mean, it's not. Uh, the copper's
I'm
not.
not. I don't have many.
Well,
I didn't take too much in the disable. I would never be able to do, what is it, a 30 or
okay.
something?
Let's have a look at this real quick.
I got no chance of
He's got
arming it.
5,196 copper pieces divided by 50 is the weight.
Well, each 50
So
each copper piece. Well, I'm sorry, 50 copper pieces equals to 1 pound. So 50 divided by the total amount of copper is 130
103 pounds.
pounds. Yeah. All right. So basically that. All right. So you basically drop it on the floor. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So it does set off the trap. So it's a manual reset. It sets off the trap and it basically opens the trap door. It is still open. You have to manually close it. So whether you want to do that or not, you're gonna have to make that jump check in order to get. Actually, let me put you in the room so you know exactly what I'm talking about, and everybody can see the room. Can see the room. It's basically you are here, and the trap is pretty much right there as well. So you drop the copper there, and it opens that particular what looks to be some sort of a trap door. Uh, you can try to jump up here if you wanted to. So that wouldn't be that big of a jump. It's only like I don't know, like a 10 in order to make that jump to this location. And the reason it's a 10 is because there's technically a wall there to where it makes it a little bit difficult to jump into that section. So, and what I mean by a wall, it's basically I will draw a side view. So here's the room, or actually it's this, and then the trap is here, and here's a floor. So you're trying to jump here, and you're over here. So that's why
Okay.
it's not that hard, by the way.
I'm going to use my spider climb ability to just crawl along the wall and go around the trap.
All right. what what's so funny? What's this? All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah.
I've seen it coming, but I didn't.
All right. Well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can do it.
I probably could have jumped it, but my jump, there was still a chance of me falling in, so I didn't want to take the chance.
All right. Now you do have that spider climb as an innate ability, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, it's one of my maneuvers. It's a stance, so I can go into that stance and spider climb as long as I stay in the stance.
Yeah, it's just like how.
I have two stances. One is assassin stance, and the other is a spider climb stance.
Exactly. He gave up a class feature for it. It's all good.
All right. Okay. Well, you definitely are able to see that you're in this room. So how do you want to proceed? Actually, I should take this. This thing is really not looking into anything, so don't worry about that.
Oh, that's that room. Yeah,
Yeah, you guys have. It's
before.
not it's not the same exact room, but you get the idea.
Right.
All right. So
Yeah.
as far as he's got a couple of books here, a lot of books, a couple of drawers, a desk, so on and so forth. Let me go ahead and put your guy on the map, and then you can just say, I'm going to do this, that, or the other. And this is Ash, right? Ash.
Yep.
All right, Ash. What do you want to do here?
Is anyone else coming down?
Well, they're going to have to make that 10 check if they do decide to get down there.
We could lower
yeah.
a rope and have Ash help them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can do that as well. Now, the door is still open here, so... Or the trap is still open.
Right.
So let me just put a pit in there, and then you guys can decide on how you want to try to get around that. So remove
Well,
that.
we're looking for them keys.
All right. So as far as the keys go, you can make that Well, the check is not actually that big of a deal due to the fact that he doesn't think that anybody's going to survive down here, so you can rampage this whole area without any problems. Uh, Mr. Ash, let me go ahead and put
I got a
everybody.
30 check.
All right. All right, so everybody's down here, and you do
Oh,
notice.
heavens, no.
Oh, no, not everybody's down here?
No.
All right.
Wait, what are you worried about?
Well, I mean, okay.
No, Karis is still upstairs.
Yeah.
At least somebody should stay up there to keep an eye on the guy, just in case.
I'd assume I'd stay upstairs.
I'll stay
Alright, so
upstairs as
Kara-
well.
All right, so
Oh.
they're gone.
Looks like it's
Val's gone.
looks like
Okay,
it's
too, right?
just Ash.
Oh,
It's just
alright.
I
me?
suppose. Well, I suppose I'll be down here.
I can yell down. Did you die?
All right, so Mr.
I'm
New
good.
Guy, do you want to be down here as well? Because you can if you want to.
Sure.
Actually,
Alright, so-
Karis found it, so he'd probably go down. He'll cast Overland Flight, and he'll fly across the pit.
All right, overland flight it is. All right, so base. Okay, so you guys. Oh, Mr. Kell, you notice that there is a heavy magical glow coming in from underneath this particular circular metal area, and it's pretty big, by the way. And you know it's a metal area due to the fact that, well, it is looks like some sort of a plate covering this particular area. So this particular
Is it-
yeah. So you
Is it coming from the plate or under the plate?
underneath the plate? Correct. Yes.
Okay. I'll roll Spellcraft to try to determine what it is then. And by roll, I mean I'll take 10.
All right. All right.
Which, hang on, let me check what my modifier is. I think it's pretty high.
27.
All right. Well, if you
I got 30 Spellcrafts, that's a 40.
all right, so you are trying to just what exactly are you trying to do?
DC 20 plus spell level, identify a spell effect that is already in place in effect. You must be able to see or detect the effects of the spell, which I can because I have Arcane Sight.
No, it's not. It's not a spell. It's more of an.
Okay.
Yeah, you know it's not a spell.
Is it a magic item then?
It's a magic item, correct?
Okay,
So
I believe that I can also identify those with Arcane Sight. Let me find the rules.
What's if you're doing a
They're
spellcraft?
in the magic
it's-
item compendium.
Yeah, it's if you're doing a spellcraft, you will see that it's 50 plus caster level.
That's without using detect magic. With detect magic, it's easier.
Don't know about that, but yeah, you would have to give me the page number on exactly what you're talking about. But
Yep, one sec. It is in Magic Item Compendium on page 217.
All right, so that is compendium. Well, just summarize it for me, because I guess I.
Right there.
I pasted it into the chat.
All right. All right,
So 40.
Oh, 40. Well, that's still kind of high. Spellcraft character can detect magic item. Well, you already know that. Spellcraft can determine school of magic. Yeah, that's we don't care about that. By 10 character divines functions. Okay. Using spell detect can attempt to determine the school of magic. Well, here's the thing. You can determine the school of magic
Keep reading.
if the character exceeds by 10. Oh, functions. I get you. Well, yeah, that's still.
So it's
It's got. Well, yeah. I mean, it's still pretty high. Oh, he's got 40.
you got a 40.
I have
Oh.
a plus 30 and I took 10. So 40 total.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna go ask you how that is possible, but because I believe you. All right. So
He's been doing it the whole time.
yeah, that's pretty. I mean, I know he can do it. All right. So, and I think I've asked him about 3 times already, so I'm not gonna bother again. All right. So you definitely see what looks to be. Let me go ahead and and whisper to you on what. I mean, do you pick up the plate or? Oh, you don't pick up the plate. That's right. All right, so Xanos. Well, uh, uh, all right. So there you go. You know that it's that. So I don't know what you want to do with that information, but it's up to you to ignore it or whatever it is that you
Oh,
feel like doing.
shit.
All right, so it is covered. So if you want to uncover it, can you can do whatever it is you want. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so what say you, fellas?
Oh shit.
Well, I did a
Believe.
search. I rolled a 30 to search, see if I could find anything else down here.
All right. Well, you
What?
definitely the documents that you see on the table are from an unknown language. It's not common. I mean, everybody pretty much speaks common here, but these particular documents have some sort of weird hieroglyphs, something you've actually never seen before. If you want to do comprehend language or decipher script, that's your call. As far as any other items? A lot of maps, a couple of different maps, maps to lands you've probably never seen before. You're familiar with all the maps of Faerun. These particular maps don't look like anything you've ever seen before.
It's not undercommon, is it?
No, it's not undercommon. It's a pretty much a language you've not seen
Okay.
before.
I
Now,
found some maps with a language.
yeah, unknown language, and at least two of them have some sort of overland map that you have not seen before. So actually, let me go ahead and give you the maps, and then you guys can do whatever it is you feel like doing. Um, so, all right. So while I'm trying to give you the maps, what say you?
Carlos will say that there seems to be some sort of portal under this metal disc here, and he'll move a little bit closer up to it.
What's going on down there?
Well, that sounds pretty neat. Can we go poke it?
Uh, sure, I guess. I mean, if you feel,
I'm asking Kellerus from
oh,
what he
okay.
knows of the item.
I wouldn't recommend interacting with it unless you plan to be cast to some random plane or other place, or really the transposition with it is entirely random.
Oh, that doesn't sound very fun at all.
No, although I seem to recall that it is quite valuable.
Are we going to wait and talk to him when he wakes up, or
Well,
warn him that, oh, there's two of me down here. That's cool. Um, you know, are we going to say, this is, we're taking the money for your rent, you better continue paying or we'll come back or something like that?
no.
No?
Well,
Just take the money and...
we got his keys, we got his money for his rent. We're gonna strip him bare, tie him up, leave him in the street, lock his house, and we're gonna give him the whole spiel while he's gagged and we look like a bunch of orcs.
All right, I won't be in on that. Since I don't look like an orc. I'll let you guys do the talking.
You could cover your face.
Could one of you strong folk move this plate?
Are you sure that's wise? We don't know where that portal might lead.
No, but unless
Or what
anyone
might come out of
steps, something might come out of it, perhaps.
I guess I will have Ferdinand hold the grappling hook as I have directed him to, and I will climb down. It seems like I am called for.
Well, the portal is actually enchanted onto a piece of cloth that can be rolled up and transported, so it's
Anyone?
possible to move the portal.
Hello?
Let's do that then.
I-
It can be sold.
I could use a hand down.
You're a strong lad. I'm sure you're capable.
So, Elaine is going to pull me over.
I could try and lift it.
I help.
All right. Well, basically, you flip the cover, the metal cover, underneath this particular cover. You see this magical vortex that is swirling into this well. You technically can't see what's on the other side due to the fact that it's swirling. It's got this kind of foggy, black, misty swirl that is acting as a whirlpool. So you can't really see what is on the other side. You do find the two maps as well as some strange documents on the desk of this particular individual. He's still out cold. The two maps might or might not be the destination of this particular portal due to the fact that this particular item acts randomly, yeah. But maybe this particular individual's got some kind of I don't know, some need to know knowledge on how to make it not random. You don't know. All right, so
Well then.
Ash, are
how-
there any indications on those maps of any other strategic locations? This portal must be linked to somewhere, and perhaps those maps indicate.
Well, I don't understand the language, but if I look at the maps, are there any points on the map like locations that are marked, highlighted somehow?
No, not really, not really. You don't see.
Karos will come
It's-
over and take a look at the maps to see if he understands the language.
Well, it's not something you've have never seen before. It's an unknown language. Even if you had Draconic, it would be in a kind of language that you've never.
Old
Yeah,
Draconic?
Well, the only way to actually get to the only way to know what these maps would say is by magical means, because it's from a
Wow.
different realm. So again, the
Interesting.
languages of your realm, English, Spanish, German, or whatever. But if you're in planet nebulous, you're going to be like, well, I don't know what these guys are saying. So that's kind of
Alright.
like the same thing.
I have an idea. Kellerus, would you fetch Ferdinand for me? I'm afraid he'll break something if you don't.
What do you mean fetch him? I can't exactly carry him.
Good point. I can't.
I seem to recall that you have a spell to identify
Yes.
foreign languages.
Spell for languages. It's not comprehend languages, is it?
To comprehend languages.
Oh yes, comprehend languages. I'm afraid I don't have it prepared today. Not at this instant. For the time being, I have a slightly more practical approach. Could you go up there and attach Ferdinand's grappling hook to the side of the wall?
Why?
So that when he jumps down like the moron he is, he's retrievable.
Why do we need him down here at the moment?
I have a plan to gaze beyond the portal.
Oh,
I require
sounds
my
dangerous.
focus.
Karos will fly over and attach the grappling hook.
All right.
Wait a second, he can use the ladder. What am I talking about? So,
Yeah, there's a pit there now, though.
all the way down the ladder he goes.
Well, the
Um,
ladder stops at the ground floor.
Yep. We'll grab him by the rope and the hook and kind of swing him back over to us. So now he can be in the room, and we'll send him through the portal, head first. I am going to kind of conk out over here. What do I see through the portal?
Well, what spell are you casting to see through the portal?
Oops, I have this running at
My favorite
virtually
spell.
all times.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's see. Undead Eyes, telepathic link with a mindless undead. Are you? Did I get the right one? Because I've got Undead Eyes.
Yep,
I
that's the one.
Telepathic link with an undead creature. Undead
See through
telepathic.
his eyes.
Oh, you sent somebody through that through the
Yep,
portal? Is that what you?
Ferdinand's
Oh,
Just
Ferdinand.
his head.
Ferdinand stuck his head through the portal. What does he see?
Oh,
What the?
basically he
What?
is looking at a very vegetative jungle area.
Oh my god, I need to go here.
Vegetative. As far as
You're
basically,
home.
the trees are mammoth in size, gigantic. You're basically I guess you could say a halfling in this particular realm. So if you halfling was to be so basically you are a pretty small creature in the space that the undead guy is looking into. So everything is much greater in size than the Forgotten Realms where you're at. So everything is twice as big. So all the maps are going to be twice as big from where you
Ooh,
are.
neat.
So
So
you're going to be pretty
this
small.
this would be enough right here to attempt to knowledge the planes, right?
On the planes. Well, you would definitely have to have a very high roll on the plane or knowledge. Correct. It is some planes you've never, well, you don't know anything about. So that's one hindrance. So the check, if you can make it, is going to be at least 35, which is pretty high for a non-Uber team. But whatever it is you guys have cooked up, that's what you got. 35 is again for standard players is somewhat impossible, but whatever it is that you guys can figure out, 35 will get it.
So as I said,
Oh well, I take that to mean that you don't have the skill for it.
I have the skill. There's my roll.
A 9? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you don't know much
Rip.
about this particular area.
Ferdinand withdraws his head.
It's got wood and those leaves.
Shit's all kinds of big. It appears to be some kind of vast jungle, and if my approximations are correct, it would be as though we were all the size of ash.
Mm. Well, were there any jungles on either of those maps?
Well, from the looks of it, the high vegetative
The-
areas would be the very dark green on either one of these maps. So dark green being like right there, or like maybe let me go right there, or right there. Um,
Are any of these maps places that we know in Faerun? No, you already said no, right?
right, right. I mean, it's these continents are something you've not seen before. Now you don't know everything about Faerun, so there is a small possibility. Well, actually, you already know that this is a planar area, so it's definitely 100% not in Faerun. So the reason being is that okay, well, you've got the Well of Many Worlds, therefore it is another world. So that's.
I think it would be best not to pick this up.
Why do you say that?
Well, if we wish to maintain any kind of link to the plane, we're not going to be able to pick up this well.
Yeah, if you move
I'm
it,
mistaken.
it's gonna pretty much, it's not gonna be in the same area again. So it's basically what I'm. It's gonna move to a different plane, is what I'm trying to tell you. Well, you already know this, so there's no need for me to tell you.
Well then,
Do you have a vested interest in this plane?
it looks like a lovely place to be.
You're welcome to walk through.
Perhaps, but perhaps the denizens of said plane might not be so keen on my appearance. Perhaps my arrival even would incite. Dear me.
So yes, it's already in the description. If you move it, it's gonna change. So.
I could spend some time sitting down and prepping in my open slot to comprehend languages.
How long would that
Well,
take?
you're gonna have to take another 8 hours to prep another spell.
Nah, just 15 minutes. I have an open slot.
So you conveniently just have an open slot.
I try to reserve open slots in my character.
Yeah, I
Um,
usually
that's-
leave like one slot of each level open each day in case. Since usually we have a little bit of time.
I do the odd spells.
Well,
So first, second, first,
yeah.
third, fifth, not zero.
Yeah, don't bother leaving a cantrip open. It's
I mean,
no
what
point.
am I going to do with a cantrip that I just so conveniently need? I mean, I can basically prep all of the useful ones now.
Well, I'm not gonna make any comments on that. Whether you want to, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All right. So, regardless of how or what you want to do, what what about you? Rest of you guys, what do you rest of you guys think?
Well, if Escher's wishes to take the time to prepare a spell, we should likely cover the portal with the metal cover. I suspect it was there to prevent things from coming through from the other side.
Possibly, though. There must be those stronger than I.
All right. I
And all
forget about
kinds
How
of.
heavy was this metal cover?
It was only maybe about 100 pounds, maybe 80 to 100 pounds. Not that heavy at all. By the way, there is no
So heavy, but not
No, it's basically this guy wants
definitely
to.
not meant to keep things out
Yeah,
necessarily.
he's not a warrior. He's not a barbarian. He doesn't look like he can bench press 450. He is just an average guy, but he wants to keep this portal closed as best as he can, and this is as much as he can.
Maybe it was just to keep the jungle air out.
Well, he doesn't. Something might fly through that portal, so he wants to be. Insects could fly through. Small insects. He just wants to
Which I would
take.
count as jungle air.
Well, 2 or 3 unknown strides can, with weird powers, can. You never know. They might fucking take double the con damage if they were to attack you. You don't know.
Hmm.
One stride can take 1d4. If you're in this realm, it might take 2d4. So it might be,
Spoopy.
yeah, might be poopy. Yes, poopy bad. What do you think, Mr. Ash or Mr. New Guy? You have any ideas?
I'm good with whatever the party would like to try.
You have any?
This is all a bit above the head of a skald.
Are we? Do we want to do it here? Did you say you could take the portal with you?
No, not at the moment we can't.
Oh.
So, if I have a minute now, Calorus, what do you think I should do with my third degree? Should I leave it open?
I understood that you were using the first degree to prepare comprehend languages, then.
Aye. But I have a spell of the third degree, as of yet unprepared. Could you imagine anything that might be useful at this time?
Perhaps one of your divinations to divine the nature of this plan. I'm unsure of your abilities at that particular level.
Divination would fit the bill now, wouldn't it? Very well. A comprehend languages and a divination will be prepared in about 15 minutes.
All right. Okay, so 15 minute. Verlaine, you have any comments? You have any? And no, I guess not.
Excuse me, just a second. I'll be right back, guys. My wife looks ill.
Okay. All right. So he's the guy doing the divination. What are you guys? Or are you just gonna wait for him to do his little thing there? I guess maybe.
Well, if nobody else does it, Kelrus will shut the cover on the portal.
All right. Well, basically, you just drop the lid on the portal, or just move the lid on top of it, or depending on how you could just lifted it up, or you could just moved it to the side, whichever you guys, whichever way you moved it. That's basically how you move it back. Excuse me. All right. So we are working. Are you taking something out of the bag or?
Well, that's usually for the divination. He needs an animal, so
Oh, I see.
Is that unlimited?
you can do 3 a day. I think I have to. Let me just check here.
So it's a bag of tricks, right?
Yeah, the animal serves a character for 10 minutes or until slain. Hmm.
Sorry about that. I passed out for a moment because I got very cold.
That's not good. I mean, that's passed out for being cold. That you might want to see a doctor about that. People usually don't pass out for being cold, especially in the March of in June. But all right.
Uh, Central air. Central air is a pain in the ass. I mean, it's good, but it sucks.
Well, can't you just turn it down or up?
Yeah, it takes time to adjust. I mean, I didn't realize she was cold.
You're
Are you
in
good to
northern.
play, Yashi?
Give me a moment. I'm just very cold.
Yeah, I'm
Well, you
making
don't
her a
have
cup
to
of tea
play
right now.
if you're really sick and passing out. That's probably want to go to bed maybe.
No, I just need a cup of tea, probably.
Yeah, I got you covered.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's see where this thing is, or what do you guys want to do? So let's get on with the story. What exactly do you guys want to do? All right.
Well, I want I want Ash to get a better bag of tricks so he stops pulling out rats because I hate dealing with rats. I
Oh,
always
I
have to
see.
burn extra incense because they smell so bad.
All right.
Well,
Well,
it's a
whatever.
fresh, clean rat, so maybe it doesn't smell that bad.
I don't know. I just don't like rats.
Well, bunny or whatever it is that he can.
Yeah, how about a bunny?
I can't pull a bunny out of my hat.
Those
Out
are
of my
better
bag.
sacrifices anyway.
Cat, weasel, badger, bat, rat. That's it.
Wow.
And the rat has the highest percentage chance of coming out. So
Okay. So, I'll sit down with the book and comprehend languages goes 10 minutes per level. So I'll sit there and I'll kind of look dumbfounded at that book for like, I don't know, 18 seconds. Like I'm stunned by looking at the book.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Um,
So what exactly do you want to divine? I
or not
guess.
the book, the map.
Oh. Okay.
So
You're looking at two maps. Which one are you interested in?
let's pick up the first one. I've got about 13 minutes to peruse them. What are the maps telling me at the moment?
Well, they're definitely from a not this. It's another material plane, so it's basically another world. What you have to be kind of specific as to what information you want. Question number one, it's definitely in another material plane. Question number two is
Uh, I
let's yeah.
I guess I'll pull up my quill and ink, and I'll just translate the words. Since I've got comprehend languages, I'll put them down in common.
All right. Well, basically
Since
everything that you're seeing corresponds to the lettering. Whether that gives you any kind of information, for example, the Draconis Ocean doesn't really tell you anything other than there might or might not be dragons in the ocean. But or it could just be a analogy for very rough seas at that particular location. So you do make out the information, but you don't really know anything other than what the map is telling you or the names of the locations.
well, I mean, I'll take my quill and I'll pen down the translated names in uh, common and modern draconic,
All right.
because that might give me some insight into exactly what's going on. I mean, it always helps to look at something in a variety of languages.
Right, right. Well, as far as what's going on, it's another material plane, another world. Whether you've already kind of peeked into one of the regions or one of the locations, a very small location, by the way. Everything happens to be in gigantic proportion compared to your size. So the trees are larger and bigger than anything you've seen in the realms, meaning that diameter probably is twice as a what are those trees in California? Those huge trees. Those I forgot the name of those trees.
Sequoia
Yeah,
Sequoia.
Redwoods,
The
or
redwoods?
redwood, yeah.
yeah, the
one
redwoods
of the
are
two.
yeah redwoods are huge. This is basically twice the diameter of a redwood. And if you don't know what a redwood looks like, you can just Google it.
Sequoias and redwoods are the same thing.
All right. Well, yeah. If you are doing a Google search like I am, they're pretty fucking huge. There's a car going through the middle of one of them, so you get the gist. But it's more of a jungly type of what, as far as the location that you kind of look through. So, car through a redwood is pretty large. Well, it's yeah, it's you would figure maybe it's about as big as a house, a typical a typical tree in the location you were just looking at. All right, so what say you? So in perspective, this room is about as big as one of those redwoods, or the diameter. You could fit yeah your guys, all your guys in there. All right, so what say you?
Does Esho tell us any of this?
Well, I, he hasn't really gotten any real information.
He knows that it's another material plane, which is kind of a
Oh,
big deal.
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
I heard a fair bit of it. Give me the real quick rundown.
Well, they're
I mean, I'm
He
going
asking.
found
to.
another material plane with big shit in it.
No,
Oh
they're
shit.
yeah, they're asking you what you found, and I told them
Ah,
he didn't really find anything, and then Thanos said, well, actually, a material plane is kind of like a big deal, and I was like, I guess you could say that.
we could say that. I guess, is there anything to identify planar coordinates?
We got to fire up our spell jamming helm for this campaign, though.
Hey, I would love to start a Spelljammer planar travel thing.
Well, I mean, you could just go through the damn portal and oh, you know, if
We
you're
could.
so inclined.
Yeah, but Spelljammer lets us be space pirates.
It does.
This is a compelling argument.
This is, I mean, space pirate lizard wizard. Come on.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Whether you want to pursue this, it's
All
just
right.
part of your call.
I
Sounds very
guess
dangerous.
next. What does this map here indicate?
Well, this particular, how many of these questions can you ask? 5, right?
I can read 250 words per minute.
All right. Well, as
He's
far
just
as
reading the map right now. He didn't
oh,
cast his divination spell
oh,
yet.
okay, I see. All right. Well, it doesn't really tell you anything other than the name of the ocean down at the bottom. Everything is pretty much somewhat empty, so there's really no markings. No. There's a couple of coordinates, some very obscure name of the ocean, uh, but nothing that tells you more about the map. So let me go ahead and put the names for the oceans. So text. All right. So let me just put down SPYL. Uh, and again, this really doesn't tell you much. Oops, if I can hit the backspace. Oh, there you go. All right, so that's one of the names, and then down at the bottom, there's going to be a couple of other names, but again, doesn't really tell you much. All
No, it
right,
doesn't.
yeah. So let me just change the name down at the bottom, and basically, this is pretty much for all 4 sides. So, what say you?
Hmm. Well, I've got my penned translation, and I will show it to my formerly educated companions. Are you a learned spellcaster, dear? No, a talented. Got you. I guess I will still show it to my 2 arcane colleagues here, and anybody else who's willing to take a look. This is what I've come up with.
All right, so he's pretty much giving you somewhat of a layout of the first and second map. Now, you do know that these maps, the temperature of where you guys did look through is it's got air, it's got water, and it's not like the air is made out of molten lava or anything like that. So
Don't talk about molten lava.
yeah, I'm just it's not something you have to worry about whether if you do decide to step through the portal is what I'm trying to tell you. So basically, you would be going to a different different material world if you were interested in doing that. So you would be leaving the Forgotten Realms or Faerun is kind of what I'm telling you. So what exactly is on the other side? Well, uh, yeah, you don't know. The monster encounters are going to be off somewhat. Evil might be good. Good might be evil. Goblins could be lawful good. Kobold could be chaotic good. Humans could be lawful evil. Shit like that. Uh, and I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying there's a possibility from your reasoning and your knowledge of the planes is that things could be different in different parts of the material planes.
Is this enough information to plane shift there if we had the spell?
Yes, depending on the spell. If you've been
Plane
there,
shift.
yeah, plane shift. Well, yeah, but I think if you've not been there, it's like 0% chance or something like that. It works
I
very
think
much.
it throws off the plane. Plane shift is just like really inaccurate, but in general, like I think you wind up like 10 to 500 miles from your intended location,
5
no
to
matter.
500.
Oh,
5
well,
or
this
500.
is then this is going to take you way further than that. This is a completely different. I guess you could say it's a different. Well, a different
Wait.
galaxy.
You don't
Yeah.
need to explain anything. How much is a mile there?
Oh, it's
Good point.
a mile. Well, if there is a legend, um, I'd have to put the map to be specific on a
What do
different.
they call a mile?
Well, a mile would
If
be pretty much what the plane or what this map person has put in there. So, uh,
Not
well,
all
it's got
maps are
10.
accurate.
Yeah. Well, from your knowledge, a mile would probably be the same as a regular human or a Forgotten Realms mile. So you're
got
looking
you.
at yeah.
So the spell might not be too far off, I guess. But there's one way to be certainly sure.
No, you know what? I'll take it back. You don't know that. You don't know that for sure. You. I don't want to give
Don't know
you.
that for sure then.
Don't know that.
But we
for
know
sure.
we could plane shift there if we had plane shift.
Well, as per the spell, yeah,
Okay,
plane
that's what I want to know.
shift.
I guess the first thing to do would be to create a nice, peaceful environment. And where is our friend? This guy right here?
Your friend is still unconscious, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, he's going to be unconscious for a little bit longer.
Are you gonna beat him up a little more?
Well, precise accuracy. Here's what the spell says.
Right,
Precise.
I'm not asking. I'm not asking like if we can plane shift exactly to where this portal is, just to this plane in general.
Well, as per the spell, accuracy to arriving at the intended plane is nigh impossible. From the material, you can reach any other plane through.
To a particular arrival location on the intended plane.
From
But
the
you
material.
still arrive on the plane, just not exactly where you meant to.
Well, now that
That
we
could
have
put us into an ocean.
precisely, now that we have knowledge of where we're going, can we?
From the material plane.
Sure. Look, it's a sap, okay? Sack of batteries has become a meme around my D&D table.
Why is it filled with batteries, though? What are they, double A?
Well, there's no
Yes.
batteries in.
You've never hit
I-
someone with a sack
I
of
don't-
batteries, have you?
Let's not say the batteries.
He's just joking.
Yeah, well,
It's
batteries not good.
sorry, it's a sap.
All right, plane ships.
We're
All right,
not
well,
ocean, it's a hack wreck.
yeah.
Throw some zinc and copper in a bag. That's like a bag of batteries.
Good enough.
Hit him with his own copper. He had so fucking much of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him to make sure he's out for a little longer because we now have interesting things to deal with, and
Could we just tie him up, maybe? Yeah.
we could, but it's quite apparent. This may or may not be the first time I've knocked somebody out for profit.
Yeah, but we might want to tie him up just in case.
That's a good idea.
Yes,
Do we have any rope?
I have plenty.
Gonna need more rope.
I am rope.
Ferdinand, come over here, and I'll dig out of his bag, and I'll take out one of my sacks too, because you know what's really hard to get out of? Being tied up in a sack.
Strip him first.
Gag
Of course.
Cut his hands off.
Actually, I was
said that?
thinking about it.
Don't.
This is what I'm going for, guys, just to give you an idea. All right. Well, all right. Well, he is definitely. Did you say you wanted him? You knocked him out again.
Unconscious.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I hit him with the sap again.
All right. He is definitely out. All right. So what say you?
Well, we're gonna strip him, throw him in the sack, and then tie him up inside and outside the sack.
And gag him, so he doesn't
And-
scream.
Gag him so he doesn't cast spells.
And put a hat on him.
No. What? Why?
I don't know.
And eat his feet.
Ooh,
I'm hungry.
dirty.
Enough? Alright, it's fine.
So,
All
once we've dispatched with our intrepid troublemaker here, because I'm definitely not the troublemaker. Nope, not me.
All right. Well, so far you guys have just been,
Speculating.
yes, yeah, speculating, right, right.
Shouldn't we wake him up so we can ask him about it?
That may violate our cover as a band of half-orcs that's just here to rough him up.
Aye. But I suppose we could simply divine the location of the plane and go about plane shifting. So I suppose our first thing would be to... I'll sit down. I will prepare my ritual altar.
He's gonna know we've been down here.
He is, and I'm going to care. Because he's not going to know who we are. Right? Right. There we go.
Wow.
And it will be +2 level, and the spell is divination. My question will be simple and straightforward. I would like the name of this plane.
Oh, okay. Now, what's the spell that you are? What's the spell that you're doing, by the way?
It's going to be divination again. Same thing as ever. Divination provides a useful piece of advice in reply to a question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity, and of course our goal is to travel to this plane, so I want to know the name of the plane. And the chance is 70 plus 1 per caster level, and my caster level for this divination is 15, so 85%.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so let me get the name of this particular plane.
I light the incense. I stare awestruck at the rat for 18 seconds, and then I go about preparing my spell. At the end, as you guys have seen me do many times before, although, I guess this is something new for you.
Yep.
So the big 7-foot-tall lizard guy is sitting down, lighting some funky-smelling incense. It might even be drugs. You
And
never know
staring
for
at a
sure.
rat.
And staring intently at a rat. Halfway through this 10-minute procedure, he slices the creature open from neck to pelvis and watches its entrails fall out into a bowl. He gazes intently at these for the remaining 5 minutes before speaking aloud a question. What plane is pictured on the map?
What
So
plane?
we'll tilt
Just
back.
gave you the answer.
Yeah, it's right there.
Drop burn.
He will tilt his head back, and in a voice that is not his own, he replies, Drawburn.
Okay, well,
The
you
rat
definitely.
told him that.
All right, well, you know the name of the particular material plane. Um, Actually, do you want the name of the world or the actual name of the plane?
I want to know what's pictured on the map. That's what I asked.
All
So
right.
the
So
world
this
and
is
plane here.
all right. So basically, this is equivalent to Faerun, if that's the question you're asking. You're in Faerun. This is Jolburn.
Got
So
you.
yeah.
Okay. So there we have it. I'll say as I kind of shove the rat to the side and scrub the bowl clean.
Aren't you gonna ask any more questions?
You only get one question.
Oh, okay. I thought you had 5.
No, that would be commune.
Well, didn't you do You I thought you did a
Right.
divination first for the 2 questions you had about. Okay, the name. Well, that was you wanted the name, which was the divination, and prior to that, what was the one prior to
Comprehend
that?
languages.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. All right, well, there you go. Any other questions or comments? What about the rest of you guys? Do you want to put in your 2 cents?
Does Esho actually say that it's
What?
named Drillburn?
Oh yeah, I spoke that aloud in the very tone that you heard.
Okay. Can I roll like knowledge planes or something then?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Nelson?
like a 50.
Well, that'd
Like,
definitely be favorable conditions now that you have a name.
Wasn't it 35 before?
well, it's 35 to look through. Well, actually, what was the 35 for?
It was
When
more looking through the portal.
That's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that. It's 35 then.
Okay.
Villain.
All right. This is real fast, by the way. All right. So you've heard obscure references to this particular world being of giant kin. So the majority of people they are as common as humans, these giant kin. So uh, if you think that you are amongst humans here, you're going to be pretty much the same uh, to the giant over there. So you are basically you're going to be midgets in a land of 7 foot black guys. So that's basically.
What?
I know that does it sound racist, but that's the truth. You guys
Yeah,
are
a
going to
bit.
be. Yeah, maybe it sound okay. Maybe it sound a little crass,
There's
but
some 7-foot Chinese guys.
Do they dunk
uh,
over there?
no. What
There's
I'm
an
saying
8-foot Chinese woman
is
Is
somewhere.
basketball
you are
the
midget.
game of the
No, I'm
area?
just saying that you
I
are
believe Holland has the
midget.
tallest people in the world, on average.
Oh.
So maybe he's Dutch.
All right.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
long story short, it's basically giant world. It's a giant town, giant world. Everything's huge. Whether you give a shit about that, I don't know what to tell you, Mr.
Land
41.
of the Giants. It's a
So,
bad sci-fi TV series from the 60s.
Well, when Eshazara mentions Drillburn, Karos will sort of rub his beard a little and he says, Drillburn. As I recall, I've had mentioned that that is a land of giant kin, which would match with the general proportions you saw.
now
Ah.
the good part about that is everything's somewhat abundant. So, say for example, you find a regular gemstone that is, I don't know, fist size here in the Forgotten Realms. Over there, it would be like medicine ball size. So everything is going to be larger in proportion. Food is going to be abundant. Everything is going to be pretty much more abundant. So this place would be great if you're interested in just finding certain materials in large proportions or in in very large proportions. So say for example you have an idea of like we need yeah, a giant diamond. Well, this is probably where you would more than likely find it. So that's you come up with that idea. But again, that's uh, it makes it clear on exactly what you're dealing with is what I'm trying to tell you.
Wait, why would the diamonds be any bigger in this world than they would be in our world?
Because the world is supernaturally huge.
Yeah. So
Wait, would that
everything.
mean possibly considering the size of the world itself, wouldn't gravity possibly be different?
Well, I mean, diamonds in our world are pretty huge. They just get shrunken down by cutting.
Well, I mean, if you cut down a diamond, I think the biggest diamond there is only about fist size, if I'm not mistaken on that. Uh,
So everything is proportionally larger in this other world.
so a giant holding a diamond in his hand that's supposedly fist size would be almost as big as a medicine ball to a giant is what I'm trying to uh, trying to say.
Anyway, I believe I was being addressed.
Yes, sorry about that. What was your question?
Villain, have you any knowledges relevant?
Unfortunately, no. I do not know much of the planes themselves. I mean, I know a little bit. But I'm certain Kellers would have provided more than myself already.
It could be useful if you two were to convene on the matters. Though Kelleris knows us quite a suspicious amount. Say, you're not in league with the fellow, are you?
No.
Not as far as I can recall.
All right. So it is 9 o'clock. If you guys want to kick some booty, we kind of have to, you know. Oh, we don't. We don't actually. You guys are gonna get XP regardless. I'm just saying if you guys are wanting to flex your muscles, you know.
I'm
But
just
again,
wondering, is there a reason that you want to go to this world? Seems like might be dangerous. Maybe we can't get back.
Well,
I do agree. It
portal-
does seem like a risk that we're not really compelled to take to just jump into a portal into somewhere we don't know that much about.
I don't think anyone was suggesting that we explore it at the moment.
No, in fact, quite the opposite. I was suggesting we roll up the portal, take it with us, and explore at our leisure. As is such for
Well-
matters arcane.
well, you already know if
Yeah,
you move
Coward.
it.
Oh, that's far
yeah.
more sensible.
Well, you already know if you
Well, if
move
we
it,
move the...
you're not gonna go back into that place. It's gonna be something else.
It's gonna be the same plane, though, right?
No, it's randomly. It goes to a different area, different plane, something else. It could be an elemental plane. It could be an airplane. It could be, you know, Mechanus or.
Well, we know that if we want to come back here and beat up the same guy and come back down here, we can.
That's actually an important question. Why did he have this portal to that plane in particular down here?
That is a good question. He also had maps.
He probably got it via... Well, I mean, you have a lot of money when you don't pay your rent now, don't you?
As I understand it, this place, Droban, is rather rich in natural resources. Many rare gems make powerful spell components. It's possible that the devil dogs are using it to collect resources.
Don't you think that they'd probably take it after finding that he had this happen to him?
Oh, but that would... You said moving it would disrupt wherever it is. Maybe they couldn't risk that.
Hmm.
I have no desire to interfere in the devil dog's affairs more than this job already entails.
Yeah, if we take this, it's going to bring more
They will
attention
come after
to
it.
us. We know where it is. We know how to get to it.
I feel like he'd be more paranoid the next time.
True.
That's
At the
what I
very
have to agree
least,
with.
he'll look up.
Well then, might I suggest... Why not convene on a decision then? For knowledge's sake, I say we do explore this plane, and to avoid, shall we say, misuse of this rather powerful... Well, this device, it might be best to scroll it up and keep it with us.
I'd say we should take it with us ourselves.
After all, we have the map of the location.
Well, again, if you move it, you're not gonna go back there. The place is basically you're never gonna see that place again.
But
All right.
could you bring it back here to this location and get...
No, once you move it, it's
As soon as you move it, it's done? Okay.
Yeah.
It randomizes again, I assume.
Now, in a Heisenbergian sense, yes, there is a very real chance that we could end up in the same place, but we're talking infinite monkeys with infinite typewriters given infinite time for one of them to produce Shakespeare. So
Well, yeah.
I guess I'll snap my fingers. Produce from my pocket a set of odd-looking white sticks, kind of like human finger bones. And I'll read the bones on this very matter. This will be a casting of augury.
All right. So, Augury.
Agree. When we go through the portal, that is to say, this will be, do I know if it fails? If the spell fails, you get the nothing result. Okay.
Oh yeah, basis.
Very important, Nelson.
70 plus 1 per
This
skill, Lester. Maximum of 90.
So, okay, we're looking at an 85 for this thing. It's very important, though. You're the one who makes the roll, okay? I can't see it. This is what we get. We get one of these 4 answers. We want to go through the portal. What's going to happen? I cast the bones, 85%, roll where I can't see it, and give the appropriate reply.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
So yeah, you can.
if the roll fails, I get nothing.
Oh, absolutely. So let me just go ahead, and you guys want it to be a surprise? Sure, yeah. All right, so DM roll. I think it's DM roll.
GM roll, I think.
Oh, GM roll. GM roll.
Yeah.
All right, so that is 1D 100. All right, so you got a 81st percentile.
85%.
All right, any specific question, or I can just give you whatever wheel or woe for another round. Okay. All right, well, it's your question was whether what is the actual question? Is it going to be meaningful? Is it going to be productive? Is what you're saying, correct?
Right. Wheel, possibly good results. Woe, bad things happen to us. Wheel and woe, both. Nothing. Nothing is what I get if that 15% chance of failure kicked in, or if it's nothing especially good or bad.
Oh, okay. Well, it's definitely wheel or woe.
Wheel or woe.
Sounds like some kind of game show.
Wheel or woe. Well,
Spin this
I mean,
wheel. If it
again,
comes up, whoa, we flay your skin off.
yeah, it's basically except for you already know that the place is full of giants. You're nice to the giants, they'll be nice to you. If you're being an asshole to the giants, they'll be an asshole to you. So it's depends on how you, how do you, uh, what's the word I'm for? Integrate or,
Wait,
yeah,
I am the diviner. I
yeah.
interpret these actions. Good things can happen, but it will be dangerous.
yeah. So
Well, considering we have no way back if somebody moves this while we're gone, for the time being, I would prefer not to enter.
We'll just take our friend with us and lock the door. I
Being
believe.
lost in another world is a fine story, but not a particularly survivable one.
What are you talking about? Haven't you seen Lost in
What-
Space?
Haven't you seen Event Horizon?
No,
Event
shut
Horizon, I
up.
don't think they were.
I would argue.
I don't think they were in a planet for that Event Horizon.
Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
Fuck you. Love
All
you.
right. All right. So what's the word, guys? What are we doing here?
We have the rolls. The
Yes.
the wheel and woe is
Wheel
what we
and
got.
woe. Yeah, wheel and woe.
This information is accurate. Good and bad things will happen if we go through the portal.
Also, not very particularly useful.
Yeah, I guess
Well, I mean, it's better than it just.
Yeah.
It could have said one or the other, which, well, you know.
That would have at least told us what to expect. This just says good things might happen, bad things might happen. It could
No.
go either way.
Good things will happen. Bad things will happen.
Yeah.
Do with it what you will. Let us convene, and I'll kind of draw everybody over. The bones and the spirits have spoken. What say you all? Shall we venture forth?
I've already made my opinion on the matter known.
I think Nelson put a lot of work into this. I'm going to cast my vote for going in.
No, I didn't put any work in it. The guys know how I do things. I didn't put anything in there. I saw the picture of the planes and I had an idea and I said, fuck it, let's do it. That's basically it.
Hmm.
So uh, that's it. Usually that's how I run the games. I say, well, that's a neat picture. Let's go with that. And again, you guys don't have to do anything. You say, fuck this place, we're leaving. It's like, all right, well, great. Yeah, I didn't,
I'm interested in the plane. I just don't want to go there when I don't have a way back.
I'm concerned about being trapped there.
Yeah, so basically, it just depends on how you socialize. That's basically what I was looking for. The word I'm looking for, I couldn't think of it. How you mingle with or socialize, or how you present yourself to any particular tribe. So again, you really don't know if they're gonna be hostile towards you. They might not even they might not ever seen a human being before. I mean, so you're going to be dealing with a giant, so you might be like, that might be a little problematic. But it just depends on how you want to proceed.
It seems as though.
You're muted.
Do pardon, it seems as though we're going to be taking at least an intermission. Xanos went off to go grab food. I hope he'll be back soon.
All right. Well, while you guys you're doing that, I will just wait and shoot the breeze. Yeah, I never really plan for anything. I just kind of have a lot of maps, and I figure I saw this just the other day, and I said, Wall of the Worlds. That's kind of cool. I need to do something with that. And there you
Hmm.
go.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Of the
mean,
worlds.
Yeah,
it's
it's
an
the old Planescape stuff. I don't know if you're familiar. Planescape is like a amazing campaign. It's got philosophy as its factions. So you could have the philosophy of a liberal philosophy, and you have a planet of complete liberals, which would be like com- complete craziness, or a chaotic or anarchist. So it has a lot of it's got a lot of depth. It's very, I mean, whoever, I'm not exactly sure who's the originator of the Planescape is, but that probably the most brilliant campaigns ever created.
are you kidding me? Like I grew up listening to my father talking about his Planescape game that he was running. So like, whoa, I need this.
Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted to get into it, but I just never. I figured, let's fucking let's try it today, see what happens. Um, but again, this has to do with mostly it's about factions and philosophies and how different worlds kind of jive together. A world of people who think that murder is, well, that's a little bit too close to home. Something radical. Something like, okay, uh,
Oh, this is going to be good.
yeah, something radical. But again, if you are going to you'd have to
Oh,
go through the portal to see what kind of ideas the denizens of. And again, there are other people besides giants. What I'm saying is just a majority of the people in this particular realm are going to be giants. So, what there's
Planescape Torment's in that series, right? It's not just sharing the same name.
Torment is a video game, so yeah, it's definitely the
Yes. I was
same.
asking, is it the
Yeah, it
same series or is it
is.
just a coincidence?
No, no, it's the same thing. It's basically a D&D based
Cool.
on. It's a computerized
That game
version
is pretty
of.
good.
Yeah, it's a great uh, computer game. I've never played it. I have it. I think I have it. I just never got around to playing. I've got all the Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dales, um, Neverwinter 1, Neverwinter 2. So I just yeah, it's definitely if you DM this will give you tons of philosophical ideas on morality on if you want to go that route with your players. I kind of like it due to the fact that I like to say what's really good. I mean, killing this guy would be maybe good or bad, depending on how you guys feel. Or if you you go
The
to this
courts would
particular.
argue that it's motive that dictates whether killing him was good or bad.
Well, I mean, you all.
That's something that's always bothered me about D&D morality.
Well,
Like,
you
who's
I
deciding this? Is it the act or the reason?
well specifically depending on what town you go to, and the guys already know that this town leans heavily towards evil. The morality of it's basically Star Trek, the evil Kirk's evil world. This is kind of like that here in the Zentil Keep. Pretty much everybody leans towards evil. Doesn't mean that everybody that is in the Star Trek episode was a complete asshole. For example, Spock was not completely evil. He understood why Kurt had to go back, and he said, "Well, yeah, you're right. You have a point. You have to keep the order. You have to go back to wherever you came from." So again, that's just an example of a motive for some evil aligned creatures. So not everybody in this city is going to be just wanting to kill you. And some people have different motives. They might be doing evil things for good purposes. Like if I don't get this potion, my wife is going to die, and I have to kill this particular guy in this shop in order for me to kill it because I just can't afford it. So I mean, that's he's doing an evil act, but he's trying to save his wife. So who what's to say that that's completely evil? You're like, well, he technically had to save his wife because, but then some people would say, no, he did a bad thing. He needs to go to jail. But again, it's the way you kind of look at it, I guess.
Well,
Um,
evil is like a mathematically quantifiable thing in D&D, so surely there's some
I
metric for it all.
I don't
Well,
think so.
here's the problem.
And also,
Here's the problem with
yeah.
evil defined in D&D is that we come across an odd thing. We have evil magic. What is evil magic?
Well, it's specifically in the
Edgy
description of
magic.
what evil is. Create an undead. That's definitely an evil, and
Why
anything.
is creating undead evil? I really have to go back to this.
Oh well, as per
The
rules, is
argument.
considered evil.
No,
But
no.
again, that
I'm not
saber.
looking at the rules. I want to know why, looking deeper into it, because creating undead, and there are two things entailed in creating undead. One, a corpse. It could be a corpse from 1,000 years ago. As long as it has a skeleton, you can still raise it as a skeleton. Two, negative energy. Now, if you notice, negative energy ray, the inflict spells, negative energy burst, and just about every other form of negative energy using spell is not tagged as evil at all.
Well, I mean, you have
So,
to have some guidelines to run a campaign. You can't just have people
right,
just
right.
killing each other. To
Well,
say, oh, well,
okay. Destroying life. Cool. We already know that destroying life for no reason is evil. That's a
Unless
pretty
they're
good baseline.
goblins.
well, if yeah, but again, say for example, you need the potion to save your wife, and the only way to get it is to steal this steal from this guy's shop, and perhaps maybe even killing him. You could say, well, look, I'm not gonna let my wife die. I have to. He's not gonna. I don't have enough money to buy this item, so I have to kill him, or else my wife is gonna die. And you could make that point. Uh, you know.
Well, on one hand, he killed somebody, which is an evil act. On the other hand, it was to save a life, which is a good act. So, really, it's just neutral, as are most people and most actions. Most actions outside of those performed by clerics, paladins, and other divine and heavily aligned focused spellcasters really are just neutral acts.
Well,
Now, casting
is
protection from good is an evil act because you invoke evil energy to shield presumably evil creatures only from good creatures.
well. Yeah. I guess you can make that point. I want to know whether you guys are gonna go through this portal or just leave because At least by the
I
end of
honestly,
at least
I
by the
want
end
to
of the
go through
night,
the
we have
portal.
some certain as to what we're gonna do for next Wednesday. But
We do still have to deliver this money.
We do. So if we can't get back, I'm going to be really mad that I made a down payment on my next couple months' rent. Or, like, really, really mad.
oh, well, they'll more than likely just sell it off or rent it out to another individual, so it's not that big of a deal. You can find another apartment.
I made a down payment. I paid in advance.
Yeah, but you can make that money up no problem, I would assume. Especially if you
Adventurers just fall on money.
if
It's the
well
principle of it.
if you go through this particular realm and find a very large diamond, I think you shouldn't have any problem selling that and making a huge profit. But
Good point.
yeah, is Mr. Zanos back? No, maybe.
Yeah, Xenos went to go get food, and he's sticking with "Don't go in until we got a way back."
Oh, I
Well,
see.
okay.
All right. All right. Well, I
Unfortunately, I can't
guess.
cast plane shift for another fair bit of time, so I don't think it would be a good idea for us to go in yet. However, let's keep the plane in our thoughts because within a few levels, I'll be able to cast plane shift and get us over there if we want to.
In that case, I guess it would do well.
It'll be useful to remember if we ever end up in trouble with these devil dogs. This appears to be where they're pulling some sort of resources.
Probably, who knows? They could be trading something that's not available in that plane to the people there in that plane for money and valuable things here for here.
Correct. Correct.
I guess.
All right. Well, let's just say that time went past and Xanos is there. Question is, I guess you are, it's been an hour, I would assume. You want to pop him upside the head again, or leave the room, or
All right, so
because you have three
I've got.
options really. You can pop this guy upside the head, leave the room, go through the portal. Yeah, that's your only three options, I guess.
I've got an idea. I'm not too keen on it. So I'm gonna empty out one of my scroll cases. I'll stuff the scrolls in my bag. I'll toss the scroll case through the portal.
All right. Yeah.
I'm going to sigh wistfully. My scroll case has been marked with arcane mark. I'm gonna presumably try to locate my scroll case at a later time and date, so I can find that very location.
Sounds
After all,
good.
it's just a scroll case.
Yeah.
If somebody happens to take it, it should stay on the same plane.
Unless they take it back through the hole.
Got a better idea. Ferdinand, go bury it. I'll hand him a shovel.
That's a better idea.
Oh, so he goes through the portal, correct?
He goes through the portal.
All right, the portal. He's gonna uh, basically pop down. He has to. It's where the portal is basically a 20-foot drop. So it's basically
20-foot
like
drop.
yeah, it's
Oh.
kind of like the time bandits. You know how those the
Oh my god,
yeah.
that is not a movie I expected to hear referenced.
Well,
Well,
let's
that's
be
a good
glad I
one.
have a grappling hook attached to his belt. As always. It's got 50 feet on it, by the way, in case length is ever an issue.
So yeah, they drop from the sky as you do with this. So he drops 20 feet down. All right, so let me see if there's an encounter just to make things
He takes
fair.
3 damage, by the way.
All right, none of them. It's actually the day encounter, which I rolled a 9. All right, so he is looking around. He does notice, even though there is no encounter, there is a lot of wildlife here. He does notice that there's a lot of dinosaurs walking around. So basically,
What,
a lot
just
of
nearby,
yeah. Well,
coincidentally?
he can look over, and I would assume well you're not technically seeing through his. Well, how long does that see through the eyes of the undead last?
Uh,
Because
that that is a
well,
that's a
actually,
concentration action. I just told him to get out there and bury my scroll case.
casting
So he's
time.
gonna drop. He's gonna stand up. He's gonna bury the scroll case,
Well,
and I'm probably gonna have to check on him.
well, it's 1 day per level, so you're fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you are seeing that there's again heavy vegetation.
Oh, I'm not looking.
Uh, well, okay, well, if you're not, well then forget
I
about that.
guess I'll stick my head through so I can get a sense of the temperature. How is
Oh,
it
it's
in here?
very humid, extremely humid,
Oh, I love it.
and also very very misty with humidity, sort of like the Florida swamplands. Heavy vegetation, a lot of well, you do see a lot of strikes floating around. They're about as common as maybe I don't want to say they're as common as mosquitoes in Florida because that those are just way too common. But
Wait, I
they're
see what's?
strikes, the Strige, Stridge,
Oh,
Strige,
sturges.
Sturges. I'm sorry.
Aye.
All right, so sturges are somewhat abundant, but not as And again, they are flying around. Do they do 1d4 damage or 1d2 or no damage? You don't know. They might just be, you know,
They could be entirely different kinds of sturges that I don't really want to fuck with.
yeah, correct. Anyway, you see all
So,
Good
these.
God, that thing is ugly.
Yeah, you see all manner of dinosaurs roaming around, as well as weird Monsters Manual 2 creatures, which I'll put in there as soon as you stick your face in, or have your whole group go in there to attack you, or maybe not. But again, it's a lot of weird shit in the area. All right, so what else are you
well,
guys doing?
when
Key
he's done,
question: do they have feathers?
Yes,
Good.
there are raptors, if that's what you're asking. Flying creatures. I don't know the
yo,
technical. Yeah, I don't know the technical name for all these dinosaurs, but a majority of them are in the Monsters Manual 2, and
I'm
I'll put
sorry.
them.
What's on the other side?
Raptors. Those raptors, as well as.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I heard something else. I'm pretty sure one of them just picked up a mic and was like, "Hey, yo, my dog, T-Rex, drop me a fat beat."
Oh, I don't think anybody.
What, did you find 50 copper over there?
I don't think
Ah,
anybody
so that's
said
where
that.
he never
Yeah,
died. I knew it.
yeah, I
I
don't
thought
think
I heard
anybody
you say
said
there's
that.
raptors over there.
Raptors, as in those dinosaur
Cute
type of creatures.
dinosaurs.
Yeah. They're in
Okay.
Monsters Manual 1 if you don't know what they look like. So anyway,
So,
what say you?
well, when
All
this
right, what did
dumbass
I
is
miss?
when
We're
this
just
dumbass is done
we're just
eating,
talking
I'm
about
going to
what the guys feel like doing, either going through. They're still contemplating on. Oh, by the way, yeah, go ahead and tell them what you guys are doing. I'm not gonna
Ah.
tell them.
So I told Ferdinand to go through the portal and bury my scroll case, which he is in the process of doing. It ended up being a 20-foot drop. So, I mean, that happened. As he was burying, I looked through, and there's sturges everywhere. So, like, no.
Well,
What
again,
is
you
a
don't know.
sturge?
An ugly bat.
Yeah, Strige. And by the way,
Strge.
yeah, giant. Let me just put them on the maps. And by the way, you don't technically, everything might be the same as far as stats, or there might be no damage for con. There might be twice the damage for con. You don't know that because
Well,
again, you
the
are
thing,
in. Yeah.
all that matters to me is that there's big orange mosquitoes with bat wings,
Oh, those
the
things.
size of
Ain't
like
nobody
a
want to
cat.
fuck with that.
So I'm gonna take the rope and I'm just gonna lift Ferdinand back out through the portal. Grab the shovel, you moron. Lift him out through the portal.
Sturges aren't that scary.
Yes, I can imagine why you'd say that.
Well, I mean, yeah. Uh, yeah. By the way, these are medium-sized creatures.
Oh my
So
god, medium sturges.
they take up a square. Again, everything is somewhat bigger in this particular area, but yeah, I mean, they could just be harmless. You actually don't even know. You guys are assuming that everything's the same as your world. You don't really know anything.
I'm
Uh,
assuming that it looks like a sturge and it flies like a sturge, so it's going to suck my blood like a sturge, and that is how I stay alive.
well, everything's gonna be, yeah,
Your
everything's
blood
gonna
is
be,
fairly important. Yes.
everything's gonna be done via a random roll. Like, does this thing, have give you content of yes or no? And if so, then it's a larger creature, meaning it's gonna do maybe twice the damage. So again, everything's gonna be, they could be harmless or they could be really fierce. Um, so yeah, there you go. All right. So, and again, everything's random. So uh, you're not gonna know until you get to the other side. All right. Well, it's 9:30. I would assume we have at least an hour and a half, perhaps, to play. So we need to
I'll
kind of figure out what we're gonna be doing here.
I'll turn left to Kelleris. Kelleris, my scroll case, and I'll kind of look wistfully through the portal. Uh, it's been marked, as with all of my more prized possessions, the unique mark that, well, I'm certain you know the spell.
Yes.
I have had it buried on the other side of the portal, and I'll be asking what plane it's on at some point in the future. Does that sound like a sound, logical decision to you?
Was there anything of value in the scroll case?
No, I took those scrolls out.
Seems fine to me then.
Seems like a fine plan.
Then shall we abscond with the portal and make for a later date?
We should leave the portal for now.
I'm almost certain they'd be miffed about taking something so expensive.
Um, I would assume so. Ash, you got any ideas?
Verlaine said this would certainly pay for the job.
It would, but I would prefer to offend the most powerful sect of mages in the city after I acquire spells from them rather than before.
A rather good point you have. Has the portal been marked?
Has it been marked? Are you asking me, or I don't know.
Yes. Has the
Uh,
portal been marked?
Marked as in like
Well, this cantrip right here.
huh. Oh, marked. A crane mark. The spell allows you to describe your personal ruin. Oh, that is a definitely. Let me just roll for that. All right, so that is a definitely new. A new for that.
Very well then, I will mark the portal as mine. My invisible arcane mark will be scribed upon it.
Are you gonna put on a magical item? Mark it with one of the
Just arcane
marks.
mark.
Invisible to arcane mark on any substance without any harm. Oh, sure, yeah, yeah. All right, so the mark is there, correct? All right. All right. Well,
It's invisible.
yeah, it's invisible. It's not. You don't really. I don't see any kind of benefits, but yeah, knock yourself out. All right. So, what? You guys want to leave now, or?
What exactly was the purpose of that, to show her?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
It's easier to find marked items.
But now
okay.
your personal identifier is on an item that we don't wish them to know that we've interacted with.
How are they going to know it's mine?
Well, I mean, they
Thanos.
could commune. Whatever you did, you can give them answers as well. So, you know,
Yes.
you're not. They can do the same thing you just did as far as finding out information. Not to mention they could, do other things in this area to figure out what happened. So,
Well, it's very simple. You see, it's an arcane mark. It reads in an ancient text. Well, it reads my personal mantra, of which I don't think I've repeated to anybody, which is good enough.
all right. Well, whatever it is, yeah, whatever it is, he marked whatever he wanted. All right. Anything else you guys want to do here?
Are we going to wake him up and threaten him?
Yeah, correct, perhaps.
Or leave a note, maybe?
We could leave a note
Next
saying
time,
we
pay
know.
up. I think
Perhaps
we
a
should.
black hand, an ink dot.
I think we should pretend we never found that room. Put it back the way it was.
Can you reset the pit trap?
You have to do it by hand, but yeah.
Well, I mean, this guy is definitely some sort of a spellcaster. He's gonna do some things, guys. So it's not like he's completely retarded.
Or we could just kill him.
I have a non-detection up on myself, for what it's worth.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the little arcane thing is it's kind of like a crazy idea, but I don't know what to tell you. All right. All right. Well, again, we
Hmm.
have probably an hour and a half, so let's get something going. All right. Do you guys want to leave now or leave this guy here? So we gotta. I want to get you guys out of this room by within the next. Well, I mean, it's just I want to keep the story going, and we're just kind of just staring at this one room for a bit of a time. I mean, which we can do. I don't have a problem with that, but I figured you want to get the story going.
I think I actually see where Calorus is coming from. He makes a good point, and it's actually he makes a strong point. I'll go ahead and I'll cast Dispel Magic, opting only to dispel my arcane mark. I don't have erase on me.
All right, sure, yeah.
My mark is gone. I'm down a third level slot.
All right, so what else? You guys want to kill this guy and then leave the room? Yes, no, maybe.
Well,
What do you
Killers will
think?
fly back upstairs, assuming we're done down here.
I imagine
Yeah,
we should
we'll go
leave
back
him alive.
upstairs.
Yeah. All
Well,
right, so
we'll need to move him.
After all, he does need to pay rent once he's alive. Well, while he's alive.
So I guess we'll strap him to my back, and I'll. Once somebody swings a rope over to me, I'll climb up.
All right, climbing up. So let's go back to what about you, Ash? You want to do anything before you leave here? You were the guy down here to begin with.
Yep. Well, I did search the place. I didn't. We found everything.
Yeah,
Need
you
to
found
find?
pretty much
Yeah.
everything of value. The doc.
So
You gonna
I'm
you gonna
gonna.
leave with the documents, perhaps?
No, I think we're gonna leave everything in its place and reset the trap and go back up as if we weren't here. I don't know if that'll work, but
All right, everybody make a spot check real fast. Everybody make a spot check.
I decline.
All right, well. All right, well, Xanos, you definitely you do notice that there are a couple of mice over here at the corner. How many mice? Well, maybe two. Actually, two. Yeah, they're behind cover,
I don't know
which
what
makes
that
it.
did.
Yeah, they're behind cover, so they're kind of hard to see. He made a 30. I was looking for
I
25.
made it 35.
All right, well,
I
Mister
think I made a
25er.
20. I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to take the whisper from that from your check, Mister Hydro. How do you guys? Can you walk them through
I
taking
don't
the
know if I hit
whisper?
the right button or anything, so I don't know what
No,
just
no, you
happened.
did. You hit the right button, and it whispers to the GM. But
Ah,
you like to want everybody, wants to see the roll. We don't hide the rolls.
That's the
I don't.
character sheet does that. The character sheet has that built in, the whisper thing.
oh, so how
Yeah.
do I do it normally?
You
Oh,
can
You
that's
edit
how.
it. You can delete the backslash WGM.
Ah, okay.
If you delete that, then it won't whisper.
Right.
All right. So you rolled a 20. Anyway, so
Oh,
two mice behind the shelf. White mice, to be precise. And anything else you guys want to do? Kill the mice, perhaps?
It
Absolutely.
might be his familiar.
Do they have
Uh,
any magical auras on them, Nelson? I know familiars don't, but
so
they
that
don't have
didn't work.
magical auras. No, no. Yeah, I think you might have. I don't know what you did, Mr. Esho, but I don't know what that is. All right, the no
You
magical
broke it.
auras. No, correct. All right, so leaving, is that correct?
They're, wait, they're not. They wouldn't so happen to be looking at these mice a little closer.
No, well, again, the mice are over here behind the. They just so happened to make a very good check before they started to move in the exit area. They saw them pretty much crawling on the backside of the shelves. So you know that there's a little elevation on the shelves at the bottom where the mice. You guys have seen Tom and Jerry before. You know what I'm talking about.
What and what?
Uh, it's an old cartoon. It's called Tom and Jerry. Anyway, so say you? You guys want to leave now?
Not quite yet. I'm pulling another little animal out of my bag. Ooh. Um, a weasel comes out,
All right, Weasel is out.
and I order the weasel to get the mice.
All right, well let's get the mice in initiative. All right, so we got here. Get initiative order. All right. All right, so the bag comes out. Well, actually, you probably don't even need that. There is a mouse hole behind there. Unless a weasel can fit through a
Yeah.
quarter size hole, that weasel's not going to get in there. So
Mm,
yeah, yeah, I don't think a
well,
weasel
I don't
can get through a
know.
quarter size hole.
Isn't it a tiny weasel?
Well, let me look
Well,
Rats
a
are
up.
weasel,
diminutive.
I think a weasel has a snout as big as like maybe
Do I need
I
to
don't know.
send Klaus in for you people?
Um,
Well, what for?
Well, it seems like they're having trouble getting rid of a rodent problem because the rodents might be his familiar, who will tell everything that happened.
All right, so let me get the mice on the initiative order, and so let me just put a mouse. Bat. I have to use a ret. Same thing.
Hey,
All right,
Kaurus.
so initiative. Got that. All right. All right, so round one. All right, so you take you do the bag of tricks. The two mice see you. They start going in through the hole. So they're already inside the area of where the hole is because it takes you around to take that rat or that weasel out. So they're already inside the area because that's all they're doing is just going through the hole. Whether they can go through a quarter-size hole, I don't think
We
they
gotta get in
can.
that hole.
Yeah, I don't think they can, or a weasel can. So do you guys give a shit about these mice? Because they're somewhere in this, this blocked area, I guess you could say. And again, that's your call. Now, again, you don't know if these guys are familiars. There was no Mr. I made my spot check, didn't see any magical auras on them, so they could be just rats for all you know. All right, so do you want to spend a couple of rounds going through these rat holes? I don't know.
Um, I I'm gonna call the weasel back and pull something else out of the bag.
All right. All right, so another. Okay, that's another. What about the rest of you guys? Whoever rolled, you have two mice that are somewhere. This is not technically where they are, but you get the idea. They're somewhere in the. Unless you have X-ray vision, you don't know where they are.
My
Okay.
ghost goes through the wall when it's my turn.
All right.
This
so
time I pull out a rat.
all right. So yeah, let me put a rat there for you.
And I'm
All
going to
right.
send the rat in after them.
This is a fucking Pokemon battle.
Oh shit. All right. So let me just give you the rat, and and this is Ash's rat. Is that correct, Ash?
Yep.
All right. So here you can move your rat around.
Oh god, it
Uh,
really is a Pokemon battle. We have Ash.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Where's
that why
the
you
rat?
bought the bag of tricks, or is that just a coincidence?
That was a coincidence.
Go,
You
rat.
You have to get all of the bags of tricks now.
And all the summon
Yeah.
monster spells.
Yeah.
Then you have to be the very best.
Oh, there's the rat. I see. Okay, well, the rat's going in after the mice.
All right. So they've already got somewhat of a head start on you. You
Sure.
know that one goes to the left and the other one goes to the right. Which one is he going to go after?
They went to the right.
All right, so it goes after the right. All right, so they don't have that. It doesn't really have that many hit points. All right, so let me just go ahead and put the mouse. Now he can move about as fast as you can, so you're technically not going to be able to catch up to him. I think you only. How long does your rat last? Just out of curiosity.
10 minutes. 10
All
minutes.
right.
Ah, they're in 3-5. For a chase scene, if the speeds are identical, make opposed dex checks.
I think a weasel's faster than a rat.
No,
He's using
No,
a
it's
rat.
he
it's
could,
a mouse.
Oh, I thought you pulled a weasel.
Well, the weasel couldn't fit into the hole, so
Yeah. All right, so
I
let's
grabbed
try the
another.
oppose. Let's start rolling some oppose. I would assume it's the same.
Yeah, the opposed dex check.
Yeah.
Their dex, a rat's dex is 15, so what's that, +2?
15 is plus
2.
2. Yeah, plus 2. Oh, wait a minute.
Weasels and rats are the same size.
Well, yeah, that's
Really?
what we were talking about earlier. I said that
No.
the weasel has like a bigger snout to where, and the hole is only like a quarter size hole, is what I was telling you guys. I don't think a weasel can go through a sort of quarter size hole.
Oh, well, they're both tiny, so that's just what I was thinking of.
Well, I'm thinking of weasel as the things that those hipsters put on top of their shoulders, and I don't think they can go through a quarter size hole. All right, so all right, here's my roll.
So there's
All right,
Winner of the
so-
dex check wins the chase.
All right, so you definitely definitely catch up to him. Well, since he had a head start on him, you are catching up to him. So the first round, I would just say he has got since you had a weasel the first round, and he was already in, so he's
I
ahead
don't
of
know.
you.
Weasels can fit pretty small holes.
okay. Do you want
Yeah.
another dex check then,
Well,
or
Well, here's the thing. The weasel couldn't go through. I would assume that you grab the weasel. The weasel couldn't go through. That's 2 rounds because it took a round for you to get the weasel out, and then the weasel went to the hole, which is a movement. That's the second round. He couldn't go through the hole, therefore you had to get the mouse or the rat out, which is a third round. And then the fourth
And
round
of course,
is yeah. Go
on
ahead.
his round, uh, Ash, I'm sure you could have moved up to the hole and shoved the rat in the hole.
Well, he didn't say that technically.
Sure, I
So
can throw it 20 feet away.
well,
So
there you
I
go.
throw it. It starts. Whatever. If he can't catch me, can't catch him. That's fine. I just.
No, I'm just
give it a shot.
trying to let you know that it is
Yep.
about 4 rounds. He's got a 4 round
Okay.
head start. So technically, if I keep rolling badly, he's just not. Basically, what I'm trying to say is he's got 4 rounds ahead of you. You beat me on the first roll. Therefore, you have 2 more rounds or 3 more rounds in order for me to, or you could roll uh, 3 better scores than me, and then you'll catch up to him. So let's try that again. You are you already beat me 1 round. Here's the second round. All right, so we're
Okay.
tied on
I'm gonna
that.
do
So it
all.
does.
There's all three.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. All right, so here.
2014, 16.
All right, so that's 1d20. Yeah, I like how you did that. I'm just gonna do the same thing. I would assume you did a copy and paste.
Yep.
All right, so I'm trying that. All right, so here we go. All right, so 14, you beat me. 3, you beat me. 12, you beat me. All right, you caught up to it for sure, because I'm rolling completely shitty. So you caught up to it. So let's just go ahead and do a battle fight. So here's my roll. I don't know if you have your stats on your guy.
Yeah. For a rat, he does bite +4, so he gets +4 on his attack.
Well, I already got my guy with his stats. Um, if you want to go ahead and do that. So rat.
Well, a rat only has one hit point. So, all right, I missed.
What
Fumbled.
is that macro?
Oh, I just made it. Roll a d20.
I'll roll a
You
d20.
can type in a reason for why you're rolling if you want. But I
All
didn't
right,
put
so
a reason.
here's my attack. And god
I was
damn.
gonna join in, you know.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Valaine, what did you do?
Go, Ghastly.
Okay,
Use
gas.
scary face. They have to roll a will save or be paralyzed.
All right. Well, this particular the rat fight. I mean, they went all the way through, the basement of this particular building. So they're
I have an
basically.
incorporeal creature.
No, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't catch up to it. I'm just saying that. Uh,
I need to get a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, mice and rats move at 15.
My
so,
ghost moves at 20.
yeah, but these. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah,
Straight through the
that's
walls.
true. But the thing is,
Ghastly has higher speed. than
I mean, they
Pikachu.
can. Yeah, they can run, makes it double. So again, they're doing a little bit of running. Anyway, I hit armor class 21, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, you killed it.
Okay. Well,
It only
then,
has
all right.
1 hit point, so.
All right. So he is all right, Miss Claus. Again, there's 2. One went to the left and one went to the right. Which one do you want to? Which one do you want to attack? Because they're eventually going to go inside. They're eventually going to go down into the sewers. So this guy,
Well, if they're in view, they have to make will saves.
Right. Well, this guy's on the other side of the building, and then the other one's on the other side of the building. So.
I suppose you go up to the one that went to the left.
All right. So okay. So you went to the one on the left. All right. So he is going to make a will. So which is, here's my will. I don't know if that. Well, that's a pretty good will. Well, that's not a good will. I think I got to beat your will by 15, right? 15 is that the will save?
No, the will save is 18. Is paralyzed for 1 round.
All right, all right. So you've got a paralyzed rat in the inside the wall somewhere inside in this building. Whether you want to bite it, it's your call. You've got a round to do whatever it is you want. The other rat is completely gone, by the way. He's down in the sewer somewhere. Unless
I don't actually know what the damage is for my familiar's attack.
Fiend folio time.
yeah.
It has an incorporeal touch that's +4.
So roll your touch, and I'll get you the fiend folio here.
All right. Well, just this familiar doesn't have that many hit points.
It may not be expressed in hit points.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say it's just a familiar. It might or might not be a familiar. But if you guys think it's a familiar. All right. Well, while we're waiting for the,
And
yeah.
that should be it. The hell did it go? Yes. The ghostly visage.
Mm-hmm. Either way, I don't think that hit. That's a touch attack right there, and it probably survived due to high AC or something.
Well, yeah. The rat AC is 17. Oh, a touch AC is what is the? I'm not looking at the stats for the rat. Rat. That is under animals, chapter 2. Q. Raven. Rat. All right. He is touch AC is 14. So if you hit 14 for the touch AC, you can bite it or whatever it is you feel like doing.
I missed.
All right. So he is still. You've got another round. You beat my AC or my initiative. You can still try to bite it again if you want, because I go on a 13, you go on a 15.
Did you get pluses because it was paralyzed?
Are there pluses because it's paralyzed?
Yes.
Must be.
Well, it's technically
He
helpless.
has no dex and is prone. So yeah.
Flow. Yeah, you do. So
it's 10 minus 5.
So well, prone is 4. So if I get a,
It has an effective dex of 0, which is minus 5. It hits. It melds. Another will save, please.
All right. So here's the hit or a save. I'm sorry.
I don't actually know what the damage is. What is it?
It's meld. The damage is meld.
It's only got one.
It possesses the rat.
All right. Well, he's definitely possessed.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. They think that
We're playing Pokemon.
Well, they happen to think that this rat is a familiar, which he might or might
Well,
not
yes,
be.
I know that. It's just
You suggested it.
You are.
He may have suggested it to waste
Yeah.
our time.
Well, I might have suggested it, but you don't know for sure. I'm gonna let the dice decide. So I don't know myself. This is usually how I do things. I don't know if this guy is a familiar or not. All right, so you are possessed.
Like,
You would
wait a
know
second.
that. All right, so it's not a familiar because I rolled a 1. So you
Nelson?
just went after a bogus rat that is just a rat or a mouse to be specific. So the
Nelson?
other particular rat is gone because he went down the sewers as I mentioned earlier. But again, I rolled a 1, so just to let you know, you are only attacking just a rat. So what do you guys want to do now?
Nelson,
Now,
is
I'm
your
not
campaign
gonna
a gigantic Schrodinger's box?
Well, I'm sorry. What was that? A gigantic something?
Your campaign is a gigantic Schrodinger's box.
Well,
You
again,
don't even know the answer until we ask the question.
Well, again, I don't. We can metagame it, which I don't want to do. That's why I like to roll randomly. The story just basically flows dynamically. So, does it really matter? I guess it might, but I like
no,
random.
I just think it's. I think it's
Yeah.
comedic. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, I like randomness. It keeps the players on their toes. All right. So because and then again, they more than likely will try to meta, which in this situation, they did, and it backfired on them.
Is a
All
bomb
right.
going off?
Sorry.
All right. So you met it, and you turned out that you were only
Wait,
going after a dead.
Nelson, you're banned.
All right. Well, all right. Well, what are you guys doing? You went after a harmless rat, and that's basically it. All right.
Well, let
So,
us
Harmless.
talk
Those
to.
things can carry the Black Plague.
well,
Good
that's
point.
yeah. Well, all right. So let's just remove that. All right. So we are close to. We can play for another hour. You still have to get back to the guy that you are, the banister. uh, barrister. All right, so what's I mean, you guys could do something else. I don't want to rush you. If you want to,
Well,
stay
uh,
here. I really don't know what you want to do.
who here could do the most impressive and terrifying voice? Uh, the situation summed up is that we have his money. We know where to find him. We know how to find him. We know how to get him, and we'll do it again if he doesn't pay. So, who best to deliver the message to our uh, helpless sack?
Um, well, I roll an intimidate check as a bit of a show of force.
Well, he's unconscious still. I mean, unless you want to wake him up.
I'm saying to show the party.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
plenty intimidating to me.
Using
Well,
like heavy metal roar to my voice or something.
yeah, I think she was testing that out. He's technically not awake. So whatever you have to tell me, look, we got to wake him up, and then I'm gonna roll. So you can
Hey,
roll all day
Hydra,
long.
is this your roll?
She's just
What?
showing off.
Yeah, Hydro, you can't. Anybody can wake this guy up. You don't need anybody's permission if you
Where
want to.
is the guy?
Well, he's right here.
Oh,
This
that's
is
him
this
on the
guy.
floor there.
Yeah, this is right here.
He's
Okay.
strapped to my back in the sack.
But yeah,
Oh, he's
Hydra.
trapped.
I
Alright.
can if I roll above if I get above a 10, I can add +2 to your roll if you think you'll roll higher. Well, whichever one of us rolls higher gets a +2 to their roll, I believe.
That's how cooperation works, yes.
Well,
So-
here's
We're
the
gonna,
thing.
we're gonna bad cop the fuck out of this guy?
So
Yes.
you think your intimidate is going to stop him from not squealing on you? That you think that's
Well, he doesn't know who it is. He
Well,
got
right.
jumped by a masked man and an orc and beaten into unconsciousness
Well, okay,
all within the span of 6
all right?
seconds.
You guys are not okay. For one thing, you guys are not stupid. He is going to try to be better prepared next time. So again, you're not stupid. You already know this is going to happen. So whether you
Yeah.
want to, well, whether you want to proceed, that's your call. But
Well, here. First, let's go back upstairs, since it's been determined that we can get there easily. If
Yeah,
Ash can reset the
yeah.
trap, even if it doesn't, even if it's not expertly reset, even if it's just the doors are pinned back up, that's good enough.
If it's possible, we can make it look like we never were here at all. Except for all the missing gold.
Yeah, technically, you're not giving him any.
If they don't think
suspicion.
we're down here.
Yeah, again, you've given him no suspicion that he even knows that you've been down here. So can't do that. Can't metagame that. All he knows is that somebody jacked him up. That's all he really knows. So let's put you
Yep.
back in the upstairs room. And
I think
you
just
guys.
Pin a note to him saying, "Hey, pay your rent on time next time," or something like that,
No.
and leave him.
Don't be so specific. Just let him know that if he continues with his delinquent payments in any capacity, we know who he is, and we know how to find him.
All right.
We'll do this exercise again, and again, and again.
You pay on time or you not wake up. It's got to be written like we're orcs.
No, that
You
didn't
fool!
sound like orcs. That sounded like a
That
Chinese.
sounded like- Yeah.
Stop where you're going, you fool!
I can't do an orc voice. Somebody else do it.
All right. Well, orc voice or no orc voice, you are going to be giving him this note, I would assume, correct?
We're gonna grab his keys. We're
Keys are
gonna
grabbed. Yes, correct.
all his keys, his spare key for the house and his base key
All
for
right.
the house, and we're gonna
Plus the items that you found as well. The
uh
items that you did find, correct? The magical items, correct? The items
what does
he can.
everybody
Yep.
else?
The items that he can do a
Yeah, I think
locate
we should
Sure.
leave
object on.
those.
Yeah. The items he can do a spell and try to locate. Is that correct? I just want to. You guys are not stupid, so you know this might happen.
Might
I already
happen.
said we should leave them because we only came here to make sure he paid his rent.
Mm-hmm.
If we steal his items, we're just a bunch of guys who broke into his house and looted his house.
True. We do need to give him incentive.
Well, okay.
We also can't let him know that we were down in the basement.
Well,
Any note left
there is a
could
rat
be
running
traced.
around uh, that is running around that might or might not be familiar. So
For 10 minutes.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it's all good.
And I'm gonna roll it. I mean, I can't show you guys, but you get the idea. I'm gonna go by what I rolled. By the way, I'm not gonna because it doesn't matter to me. I would prefer that he doesn't know you guys are here, but I gotta go by what the roll says. So
Well,
and I'm
we're
gonna
going to try and hide that we were here.
yeah.
All of us were disguised.
Hmm.
That's true. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. You guys are, I guess, fine, but
So we're gonna lock the door, leave. We're going to dump him gearless and tied up in a bag in some kind of garbage receptacle, I suppose.
well, there are no.
Uh,
Well, I mean, there are barrels. I mean, you could technically put them in a barrel.
a garbage pan,
Well, there's no
what's
dumpsters. There
a
are no.
chamber pot.
Yeah, there are no technical dumpsters in the city, so there are
Okay,
barrels.
so
Yeah, you can put them in a cart full of shit. Where they put
that's
the.
exactly where we're gonna put him.
Yeah. All right. Well, for one thing, you have to go and find it. So I don't know if you guys gonna
So
want to
we'll
do that.
leave.
All right.
We'll lock
So
his house,
all right. Hello. Somebody
and
leave.
we'll go about finding a location to get him.
All right. Zano's
Or
disconnected. All right.
oops.
So yeah, he might be back. Probably his internet's down. All right. So he's still on roll 20. All right. So you're outside. Let me go ahead and so you're taking him outside. Is that correct? You want to take him outside?
Well, he is in a sack after all, so he's it's a sack over my shoulder.
All right. Well, he is a average human being. He's about maybe 5'10", so he's average size. So
Oh yeah, these sacks are body sized, coincidentally. Hint,
All right.
hint.
You just keep those around?
Well, I
Yes.
mean, they're good to carry a lot of things in.
A lot of
Yes.
body size things.
I have 6 of them.
all right. Well,
One for each of us. How quaint.
all right. Well, you have the dead. Well, let's go out to the outside area, and then you guys can just say, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Your outside is where you already know where his house is, and I don't know where you want to put him or dump him or whatever it is you want to do. As far as
Well,
people goes, there are some vagabonds around the area, hobos, I guess you could say, or um, homeless people is what I'm trying to get at.
gotcha. Uh, we could donate his goods.
All right. So I want to make sure you guys left all his junk as well as the money. Is that correct?
No, we
took-
took the money. We took
I
enough
assume
money
we
to
took
cover
the
his
money.
rent.
Oh, just the
Right,
money.
and we took what he had on him. That we still have.
All right. And what he had on him. Did I give you what he had on him, by the way?
No.
I can't remember. All right. Well, here's his items. Um, you have a +2 dagger with poison. What type of poison? It's a 42 save of 16 poison. Just put down 42 save 16. Um, and then a gem of elemental gem, which you break, and it creates a water elemental. And you already know what that does. Also, you do find he does have some bracers. Bracers IC3. Also has a magic rope, and boots of speed. Boots of speed. And also a +2 ring of protection. All right, so that is what he has on his body. If you want to, take all that stuff, that is
Well,
that's you.
we'll put that in another sack and we'll decide what to do with it later. Perhaps we could unload it to the barrister in exchange for some form of equivalent financial recompense.
All right. All right. So that's it for
Why wasn't
that.
he? I don't understand why he wasn't paying his rent.
Well,
Dunno.
he had some motives, but you guys don't give a shit about that because you don't care. So
Probably spent all his money on expensive magical items and forgot about it. That or he might have been stuck in that plane for a few months.
well, yeah,
Could be a variety of things.
yeah. Well, again, what
It's
just
not
dump
like
him.
being, extenuating circumstances
So
gets you out of rent.
we'll we'll move to the alleyway near his house.
All right,
I'll take some smelling salts
there's an
out from my
elevator. You
spell
talk about
component.
here, I guess, over here.
Yeah, that sounds like a good place.
All right,
Um,
definitely a nasty looking intersection, I guess you could say.
Good, good. Um, so he's gagged, he's bound, he's in a sack, and then he's tied up a second time outside the sack. Um, I'd like to pass around some pebble-filled socks for everybody.
What?
Okay.
It's all part of the thuggish illusion, you see.
I'm not going to be in sight, though. I'm going to be hiding.
Well,
Is it
I mean,
really going to be convincing when I have a great sword?
he can't
Well,
see anything.
Well, here's the thing.
That's
Somebody
fair.
somebody might or might not be looking, because people do live in these homes, by the way. So, yeah. Now, if you
It's not
want
like they
to,
don't see this kind of thing every day.
well, I mean, somebody might or might not say something, or
You're right. Let's
yeah,
move to the slums. To the
yeah.
slums.
Well, again,
So,
it's a very low percentile, because it is the middle of the night, but there is a percentile. What I'm, what I'm getting at, I'll roll the percentile the next day, so you guys are like, oh shit, we're gonna have some problems, or no, we're not gonna have any problems. You suspect something might happen, is what I'm trying to tell you. You guys are not stupid. There is a chance that somebody might
right,
see
right.
you. Yeah,
This is why
yeah,
we're disguised. So,
Yep.
yeah,
I'll take the
yeah.
smelling salts from my spell component pouch, right? I'm
And
gonna shove them about where his nose would be. This will make him conscious.
and if anyone recognizes our new friend Ace Skill, we can always get him out of disguise.
Shh, don't say names. But yes.
I'm saying that out of
Oh,
character. If anyone hears the name in character, I don't believe it.
all right.
So,
All right.
Actually, hold on. Have a link.
so
All
he's
right,
You
awake.
just use.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you wake him up, he more than likely is a spellcaster. He might
And
or might
he's
not.
gagged
He might or
and
might not
bound.
have. Right, right. You already know that
Can I use?
you know that
Can I
there's a
use the
silence.
spell?
Sure, yeah. You might or might not. He might or might not have silence, and also metamagic. What's that metamagic where you don't move your hands at all, and basically you
Still
Still
just
spell.
spell?
still, yeah. So you might have silence and still spell. Could he get off a?
If he has it memorized.
Yeah, that's true. But he has to memorize something every day, so you know.
Might
Anyway,
not always be
you already.
silent and stilled.
Anyways, I'm just letting you know this might happen.
I will ready an action to counterspell him.
Okay,
Well, I'm
everybody else.
just. Well, I mean,
I
With
cast
yeah.
alter. Can I cast alter self to look like a different half orc so no one can recognize me?
You could look like a full orc, couldn't it? That looks totally different.
That
That
would work
sounds
too.
like reasonable.
Do it.
Sure, I'll do that.
Done.
All right. So let's
Now
just
you've
hope
drawn
this.
my attention.
Let's just hope this guy doesn't have true seeing. All right. So yeah, you've already pretty much taken care of
He
that.
doesn't because I have arcane sight and he has no magic items.
There are some. Yeah, there are some ways to get that. All right. So
There are that involve magic items and spells.
well, there's a graphs that you can put on yourself. Yeah, that's
That grant
It-
true saying? Not that I'm aware of.
It's also that he's bound and gagged, and
Stuffed in a bag
yeah.
from head to
no,
toe.
no, no. Well, you did say you were gonna wake him up. If that's
We're not going
correct.
to take the bag off.
Nah, I'm just gonna shove smelling salts all over the part where his nose should be.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear that part, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to rub smelling salts on the bag until he wakes up. I keep these
Well,
with me.
Yeah. I didn't hear it the
You are a
first time, but
strange
okay.
and worrying creature.
All right, so he is definitely can speak now. So
So you guys can go ahead and roll your intimidate checks and say your scary things, and then we're all gonna beat him back into unconsciousness with these sacks of batteries. I mean, sacks of pebbles.
all right, so basically he is yelling. So I don't know what you want to do. He's yelling. So
Didn't you gag him?
Yes.
he just took the gag off.
No.
No.
Oh, the
I shoved the
smelling
stuff
stuff.
in his nose.
Oh, okay. Well, he's crying out loud to where he's making
He's doing this.
Yeah. Well, he is whatever that is. I'm not gonna put it on the YouTube video, but because I might get a ping or whatever they want to do that. All right, so he is making somewhat of a well, not loud enough to where it's going to be noticeable, but he is yelling with a gag on him. So, what do you guys want to do? Oh, he's awake. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do?
I need to hold my actions to counterspell, so I guess they're going to intimidate and beat him.
Oh, he can't see.
That is the plan.
He's got the head thing, so
Exactly.
you have to see somebody to intimidate them.
Nope. The voice
You
is
can't
enough.
just yell. You can't just yell at them.
Well, I'm pretty sure you have to see them. I mean, in order for you to have some kind of some kind of visceral idea of who. Well,
You can
I'll have.
intimidate by voice.
There's a scary voice and a lot of pain.
Well, I'll have to look that up, but I'll take your word for it. So yeah. Again, this is the reason I'm saying this is because you could be a 12-year-old punk kid. He's screaming at him. That doesn't really sound that scary. That's why you want to see who you're
Well, I
looking at.
mean,
Well, if the punk kid's making like death metal roars straight out of like Norwegian areas, I think he'd be pretty intimidated.
and
And
you're
beating
getting
you
beaten in the
unconscious.
face,
Yeah, but the thing is,
and they
you
just
know.
jumped you and knocked you out in less than a second.
well,
You know,
yeah, I'm just saying.
I
it
feel
could-
like I'd be a bit intimidated by that.
Well, yeah. Well, you could make that argument, or he could think that you're three black guys, and he's going to go to the cops in the morning, and he doesn't really give a shit if you're three ugly black guys. And this is a bad
Well, you get
analogy.
the intimidate check.
I
to
know
score.
this is a bad analogy, but most most regular people would go to the cops. Most regular people would go to the cops. So that's
In this
Well,
city,
Aren't
a
we
city
glad
of
to see
sin and
Zento
evil,
keeps?
are the cops really going to care?
Well, he already know he has connections. You already know that. That's already a
Yeah,
given.
with the dirty, what is it? The dirty dogs or whatever they are.
Devil dogs.
Devil dogs.
And the Thieves Guild.
So yeah,
That's already, you already know that. Thieves Guilds
Fuck,
and the
is there
Devil
always a
Dogs.
thieves guild?
We have shown him by battering him into unconsciousness right outside his home that we know where he is and we can get him. So now, this is our scariest man, solidifying the deal by making an intimidate check. Make your fucking intimidate check.
Let us
So-
intimidate together, friend.
And
Yes.
then
Jolly
we-
cooperation.
we're beating the shit out of him again.
All right.
Like video related.
Basically telling
Well, he
him
only
not
has-
to tell anyone. If he does, we'll be back.
All right. Well, here's my intimidate, or here's my oppose. Whatever. Ooh, shit! Rolled
Damn.
out pretty good on that one. Why did I put 16? No, I didn't. That's not. I rolled a 17. So. All right,
We both got the same.
So one of us has a 27 to it.
All right. All right. So. All right. Well, then that's it for that. All right. So. He's definitely intimidated. That's 100 effect on that one. What do you want to tell him? What exactly you want to tell him? Yeah, I'm gonna go by the roll. He's definitely intimidating.
Do you want to do this or me, Hydrol?
You do it. You do it, ham boy.
Now I have to
Who is
question
you?
the 16. What's going on with that? What's the
He's a
deal with
charisma-focused bard.
Yeah,
He's a
I-
bard.
I am
that? I get
ridiculously
that.
charisma focused.
Alright. You
Wait.
you are a
Dude,
10th
I
level.
have-
You're a
T-
10th
10th level. That's
Alright,
13
so-
ranks.
13 plus.
Actually,
charisma.
I'm 9th level technically.
All right, 9,
Okay.
12 plus.
That's still 12 ranks.
What's
plus
your
And then I
charisma?
have
Well,
18 charisma.
I have a
Oh,
13 because I myself have a +6 charisma bonus.
Right.
Damn, you have higher charisma than me.
9.
I'm a charisma caster, man.
We're both charisma casters
Right.
technically. I just suck.
She's
I-
a full
Well, you-
caster, so
I'm a
she's
full
got a bump
caster, so I had to super focus my charisma.
Right.
So,
Alright.
on point. Who's doing it?
I may be an orc, but she has a death metal voice.
I don't have a death metal voice, except I don't want to start coughing again, is the thing.
All right. Well, somebody already typed something in there.
Oh,
Oh,
I wasn't actually saying that in character. I was just
Yeah.
making a suggestion.
okay. So what exactly do you tell him?
Suppose I will backhand him.
And are you backing him? All right,
What you
great.
done, scum sucker?
And and then he says, I swear to God. Well, that's right. He's mumbling. You don't know what he's saying. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You don't know what he's saying. So yeah.
You're waking up next time. Got it?
All right. He.
And if you
I guess
know
yeah.
about this, put your fingers and your tongue.
You got off lightly this time.
All right.
See,
All right.
the orcs are being big and intimidating.
All right. So he definitely. Yeah. Definitely. He's definitely
Probably knock
hearing.
him back out again.
He's definitely hearing all those threats. He can't do anything, but just and that's as much as he can do. He is tied, therefore he can't cast any spells. So
Do I
whether
hit
he has-
people with a battery sack?
Maybe
So
we
it's
should
time for,
maybe we
like-
should listen to what he has to say before
Nah.
we knock him unconscious.
No,
No.
he's-
Okay.
He's gagged for a reason.
he technically
Huh?
could.
He's too dangerous
He's a
to listen
fifth
to.
level
If he wasn't a
magic
caster,
user.
we'd
He's
listen
a
to
fifth
him.
level
But
magic user. What?
Well,
Anyway.
yeah,
Dream is that?
yeah.
he
The-
could do something inconvenient, like
He-
Cast
blowing up the
grease.
street. I don't know.
Quit.
No, he might cast like glitter dust on us.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, that
here,
would suck.
the simplest answer, the bag does a d6. It doesn't matter if you're proficient or not. You add your strength, or you can two-hand it for a strength and a half because these are large. These are large saps,
We get
specifically for
many
this
evil
purpose.
points.
Well, you can sap him and do one hit of 1 point of non lethal damage, and he'll go out again. That's not a problem. Whether he can
The point is,
try to do a spell while you guys are yelling at him, that's a possibility. Is what
the
I'm,
point is that we are beating him so badly that he is going to remember.
Well, right. But yeah, again, he technically, I mean, he'd have to do some sort of concentration check, so that's not going to happen.
Everybody roll your battery sacks.
I'm not hitting
What does
him
my battery
because
sack do?
I was holding my action to counterspell.
It's a D6 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah.
You have a 7 strength modifier? Jesus Christ.
I'm two-handing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a concentration check is 1d20 plus
Pretty big.
for my concentration.
It's a
right?
skill.
Yeah, so it's 1d20 plus my skill. All right. Oh, he's not doing very good. All right, he might or might not try to do a spell because you can't really technically know that he might or might have silence as well as still. So, you know, and even if you could, the low spells are not gonna get him out of trouble. He might do like a magic missile or a cantrip, but yeah, that's as much as he could do. And again, that probably wouldn't get him out of trouble. You would just whack him over the head. So I mean, technically, and I rolled a 13 on my concentration check, which is not good enough to get my spell off. All right, so
Seeing that he's still yelling, I hit him too.
all right, so we got that. Also,
I did my scaring. I don't want to hit him. I feel bad about this already.
Wait, where'd you
Alright.
get an extra D6?
I do hand it.
No. The
Huh?
extra D6 comes from your strength modifier.
Oh,
Or the
okay.
two-handing changes your strength modifier to strength and a half. The extra D6 is from my sneak attack.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes in this game.
all right. What about you, Ash? You're kind of quiet over there. What do you have any want to participate in this bum rush? I guess.
No, I don't want him to see me, so
He's
I'm
in
hiding
the bag.
around
Man,
the corner.
Alley, this is nothing to be proud of.
Ash.
I'm hiding. I'm
He's in a
hiding
bag.
around the corner.
Hey, he's
I'm
keeping
not
watch.
in a bag.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
he's in a bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keeping watch.
Well, he's got a bag over his head, I think. So he's not seeing.
Well, I'm
us.
still keeping watch.
Yeah. All right. So he's thoroughly abused. Anything else you guys want to do?
Yeah, we're gonna dump him in a shit trough.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to go to the main streets, and you're probably gonna be like over here, and you're gonna be seen. So do you still want to do that?
Nah. Good point.
All right.
This isn't
Alright.
exactly the kind of thing.
You already beat the shit out of him in an alley. I think that's
I mean,
good enough.
We've done enough. This man is in shambles.
If
Yeah.
somebody stuck into my house and beat the shit out of me and told me to pay my rent on time next time, I think I would.
Now I'm gonna roll. There's a very small chance that somebody might be, looking through the window and saying, "What the fuck's going on?" Here's a roll. And I have to roll low, that's incredibly high. That's high. So just to let you know, I rolled a percentile, and yeah, it's a low roll. So it was 20, by the way. So 20 percentile. So nobody's seen anything.
So off we
Or
go.
nobody's acknowledging they saw anything.
Yeah, I'm just
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I'd have to roll it, and then you guys would be like, make a spot check, and then I would be like, okay, you might have not spotted somebody here or here, and then you guys would have had a, it would have been a
Beat the shit out
mess.
of them too.
Well, yeah, it would have been
This really
messy,
got
but
messy.
yeah, luckily, I'm glad I rolled high because that would have taken some more time from the story, but I got to roll it. All right, so he is on the floor, and what else do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna
Just leave?
turn his spell component pouch inside out and empty it out.
All right. Well, low-level spell components. Anything else? You already got his magical items, so which he can do a locate item on, which is, I guess you can do that. I mean, if you want him.
We're gonna, or at least I would suggest that we drop them in this here sewer.
Yeah, and the
I
only
think you
reason.
could just stick them in a. Don't you have a bag of a handy haversack or something?
I do.
Technically, you can't locate them if they're in an extra dimensional space.
Yeah, it doesn't cross planar boundaries.
Yeah, but you don't want to wear them because you already know that this might happen. This might or might not happen.
Good point, though. If they're in an extra dimensional space, you can't find them.
Well, the thing
Not
is,
with
you
that
won't be able to
divination
use
spell, at
them.
least.
You won't be able to take them out of the
For
bag.
now.
Yeah, for now, Brad.
Well, locate object only has like a. The range is in like hundreds of feet,
Yeah,
I
there's
think.
yeah, that's one of the
There's
things you could do.
there's other spells.
There's other spells.
Yeah, but he's only a 5th level mage.
You
Well,
could get a higher level guy, but
you,
it does remain.
yeah.
The bag is a safe place to put them. We could shove them in the haversack.
Well, again, yeah, if you want to do that, that's your call.
Welcome to Zental Keep, asshole.
Well, he's
Say hi to your friends in Jersey for me.
no he well, all right. Well, he's a native, so he's gonna be confused by that remark.
But he's already unconscious. I think they're just
That was
being
just a
assholes
joke.
now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just being stupid.
Well, we're good on time. You guys can technically go back now, which is 2 in the morning, to meet the barrister, or you can do it in the morning. It's your call.
Another
know what you wanna
time. Well, in the morning sounds good. Sounds very good.
All right. So
Do we have a place to stay while we're here, though?
well,
The inn.
yeah, the inn. I think that's where you guys ended up at to begin with.
We can't couch surf at your place?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not inviting thugs like you into my house.
You're the one who was beating him with the sap.
Well, to be fair, a few of us won't need to sleep, so we won't actually need to take the couch. If that's
Well,
the big problem, anyway.
I suppose.
Slumber party!
All
What
right.
it's
Now,
worth, I can ward your home against divinations. At least for as long as we reside there.
Done that much.
Well then.
Okay. I guess to my sanctum.
all right. Well, just let me know if whether you want a high class place or a crappy place.
Shozahar probably, in his egotistical nature, does live in a high-class place. In fact, I have somewhere, I think, a picture that adequately shows his house, or apartment, I should say. Is that picture?
Well, I can put my own picture, but if you want to link it, I'll put it in the game. I was thinking of this area. I mean, but again, you can pick your own. I don't think it's really gonna matter. I think this is a decent place. It's got enough rooms. But
That is way too many bedrooms for this man.
well, I mean, wow. It's a big place, I would assume, so you can do whatever it is you want. All right. So for now, you know, I'll use your picture, but just to make it fast, we'll just use this for now. All right. So
Just
yeah.
about any place with a blocked off room would do.
Well, this place has got 4 rooms plus a basement. I don't know if that's good enough for you. But again, you can put your own picture. Just give me the link, and I'll put it in the game. It doesn't matter to me. Since you
actually draw him a map.
Since you guys are going to be here for a while, I figured you can customize your own area. It doesn't matter to me. All right. While he is trying to pick a resort or a picture, you crash at his pad, and you guys can just say, "Well, it's the next day. We're not going to bother with making encounter
Anybody care
checks."
for a description?
Yeah, they probably don't care, but all right. All right, so
I guess the only noteworthy feature is that there are LED panels, tiny, thin LED panels, hammered around on all of the walls, covering all of the wallpaper. This man may have a stash of tinfoil hats under his bed.
well, that'll
Odd
work.
decor, but it seems like a fine place.
All of the rooms are available to you, except for, of course, the master's room over there. Make yourselves at home in my abode. And I look at some of the various dangerous oddities around in the 55-gallon vat of glue.
Is that for huffing?
No, you would be surprised at how useful this stuff is.
All right. Okay. Well, do you guys want to make it the next day and just talk to the barrister, or do you want to do something in
I think
particular? Yeah. Go ahead.
I think that's a good place to call it for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do have work
Yeah.
at like 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh man, dude, you gotta go. That
Yeah, I
was an
got it.
interesting session. That was extremely heavy on the role play and not so much on the combat, but it was.
I'm not complaining.
We did have a Pokemon battle.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. I figured, well, there's a 50-50 on that familiar. Oh, experience points. We got 750 for everybody. So that's not, that's about equivalent to a mediocre fight. Uh, so there you go, 750 for everybody. All right, so
Is that for the trap and the
Oh yeah, the
oh yeah, I
trap.
you
forgot.
have the
Yeah, I forgot about the trap.
if
The
the fifth
trap
level
is. Did I?
mage?
Yeah, let me get you the trap CR.
It was
Where
Oh, I
is?
gotta scroll up in the archive.
It was
Where
I got you.
was
10.
that trap? It was a mechanical trap, if I remember. I think it
Okay,
was.
CR10.
Was it 10?
Yeah,
Yep.
here's the quote for you.
Yeah, it's 10.
Crushing. First cape. Spike cape. Okay, yeah, that's right. Poison spike pit trap. CR10. DC search. Yeah, disable was. Yeah, 26. All right, so all right, well that's the CR10 for that. That's a pretty good trap, I guess. Mechanical, yeah. All right, well, on top of the trap, that's 600 plus. Oh yeah, well then 600 for the ninth level and 400 for the fourth level. Oh, I'm sorry, for the
Oh wait,
11th level.
I just forgot. We have 3 ECL 10 players and 1 ECL 9 player. So
Well, we have 5 players, so I don't think that adds up correctly. Oh, the
three,
other
one,
ones
and
are.
1 is 5. You Hydra, you get 810 points.
Oh, cool.
All right, so 11 gets 440. Middle people get 600, and Mr. Ninth level gets 810. All right, so and don't forget the 750 on top of that, which makes that about 1,500 for you, Mr. Hydro.
Oh,
You are
cool.
ninth level. I don't know if that is good enough for you. I don't
How
think so.
much
I
you
think
say? 1,900?
well,
Uh,
to be specific, 810 plus 750 is 1,560. Yeah, I think that's correct.
That does
Yes,
get
that
me
is
over.
correct.
All right. Now I'm gonna roll heads or tails on the rat, just to
Finally.
just to be fair and let you guys see it. All right. Well, there you go. 2 harmless rats that you guys are freaking out about because you like the metagame, but that's what you get. All right.
No, we
So
got spied on by a familiar rodent before. I
well,
believe in the sewers.
yeah, that's true. But for that one, I think that was 100% familiar. These guys were like, well, let's see what these metagamers want to do. So I just put them. I just put them in there. All right. So
Nelson,
yeah.
Nelson, you can't call us metagamers or you're banned.
I'm just saying you didn't. You technically.
You're gonna get banned from your
No,
own
I'm
game.
just saying. You technically don't know that these rats are just rats, and you already coming to conclusions or assuming that these guys are familiars, which actually, you know
Well,
what, they could have been. So you guys did the right thing. They could
right.
have been.
It's
Hey,
Yeah,
I
no, they,
have a familiar. I can be paranoid about that.
no,
it's
no,
a
no.
familiar.
You guys did exactly the right thing because I don't know it either, and I could have rolled a 2. So technically, you. Oh, we got disconnected. Well, what I was, yeah. So
What
what
just
I was
happened?
I believe Paul was hosting the call.
I
Yeah,
didn't even know Skype had hosts.
Yeah, I think
Post
Paul was
migration in
hosting. Yeah.
progress.
Fuck.
Well, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream. So let me go ahead and stop that.